quarter for Bunnings Trade. Join Bunnings Trade Power Pass to get dedicated support, flexible credit and faster shopping with the free Power Pass app.
Yes, a very good afternoon. Welcome to the Adelaide Oval. We have got a cracker here today. West Coast taking on the Blues. Well, the loser, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what future there is for that particular team
Cannot
today.
be the Blues, Bristol. It can't be the Blues.
And that is why this is an intriguing game today. 40,000 tickets sold. It is stinking hot here today. 34 degrees is the anticipated top. And we're looking forward to this game. So gather round continues. The surge, the momentum is unbelievable. Just finished a bloody beautiful bespoke steak sandwich over there with a bit of
the restaurant,
bit of Coonawarra Shiraz, JB.
Oh,
so
nice,
you've gone early.
Ready to go. Gone early. Heath is here with all of the Red Z lending stats. Good afternoon and welcome to you, Heath.
Good to see you, BT. I'll let that simmer for a minute. Start with the Eagles. They've got a good record here at Adelaide Oval, 9-9. Only 4 teams enter gather round with more wins here, of course, to the 2 Adelaide teams, Melbourne and Geelong. Lost their last 7, but they were 9-2 to start off before that, so good record here. Bad record, though, against Carlton. Their last 4 games, all losses by more than 10 goals. Average margin, 77 points. That's massive. Charlie Curnow's to blame for most of their problems, the Eagles, against the Blues. Last 3 games against the West Coast Eagles, 5 goals 3, 9 goals 3, 10 goals 3, 19 goals in his last 2, 24 goals in his last 3. Polled the best on ground votes from the Triple MVP in all 3 of those matchups, so massive start from him. Carlton have won their last 2 at Adelaide Oval as well, so they're pretty familiar here. But trying to avoid their first 0-5 start, of course, both teams 0-4. Carlton trying to avoid their first 0-5 start since 2018, so they don't want that record again.
Red Z lending loans for the self-employed, redz.com.au. Let's get downstairs. Abby is down there for Bob Jane T-Marts. Abs, good afternoon and welcome to you.
Oh, good day, BT. I tell you what, I'm sweating my arse off down here on the boundary. I've got the SBF, I've got the sunnies, I've got 17 litres of water. It is hot. And as you said, BT, top of 34 in Adelaide today. So with a 12:50 bounce local time, it's going to be some challenging conditions for the lads early. But another thing, it should be illegal for mascots to have to do their job if anything over 30 degrees. I'm looking at this eagle. Poor thing. Anyway, I digress. Late change for the Blues. Blake Acres is out. Cooper Lord comes in as the sub for Carlton. For West Coast, it is Hamish Davis as the sub, and just a nice touch down here at ground level. Adam Sard playing his 200th game. The boy from Coburg running through the banner with his 2 young kids. So congratulations to Adam Sard on game 200.
Very nice, Abs. By the way, Abs, how long to go with the pregnancy?
Oh, I've got about 8 weeks to go. So I'm already running hot with this baby situation, let alone 34 degrees on the boundary at Adelaide Oval.
Is it a boy or a girl, do you know?
Well, we haven't been saying. We know what it is, but you know what it is as well. I've been referring to it all the time.
So
I haven't publicly.
Keep it to yourself, Babs. I snuck in, Brian, to the Fox calling booth to catch up with the Dwayne Pipe.
Yeah.
I said, Pipe, how am I saying Terrell? He said, Dewar. I said, good. And how am I saying Tom? And he said, Gross. And I said, but it's gross. He said, no one wants to be called gross, so it's gross.
And it's Dewar.
No, he said Dewar.
Okay.
So, Brian, I'm happy to go.
What are you going with, Brian?
Like, Bristol.
Whatever comes into my mind, I'm going with. I can't stand these players that want their name pronounced properly. Just get it as it comes. Bernard, what are we expecting here today? The crowd for a start.
Look at it.
Last night full, non-competing Adelaide teams not here last night. Same again today, 40,000. It is amazing.
It's amazing the support in this state. You know, they had the Live Golf come here, supported well. The gather rounds just worked absolutely beautifully, and the weather's turned it on. 34 degrees. Have a look at the spectacle out there. There's just people everywhere. They love their footy here in Adelaide, and they're supporting, as you said, 2 teams. This is probably the game I thought, there's not going to be many here today. But you look around,
20,000.
it is. I thought 20 would be a good get. But there is so many people out there and still pouring in the gates. So they just love their footy here and they support it no matter who's playing. But all the pressure, speaking about this game, all the pressure on Carlton. I spoke to a few Carlton supporters yesterday and they are not confident. They are worried about today. Now, I don't see
Are there
why.
any repercussions as a result of
Well, there's still this talk around, you know, does Voss stay or go if they lose? Is he the man to go forward? I think he stays no matter what. But geez, it starts the conversation. Is he the man for the job? If they don't win against a depleted West Coast, I think a day today is a day for the key forwards. Saw Jesse Hogan kick 9 last week against this defence, and I just think they'll open themselves right up on a good day, sunny day, 34 degrees. Look for Mackay and Curnow to dominate again.
Choice hotels around the ground. There's another game, Heath, underway, and one to come after this.
Yeah, up at the Barossa, North Melbourne v Gold Coast. A little bit wayward, the Kangaroos, 3-7-25. They trail by 12 points. Gold Coast 6-1-37. Luke Davies-Uniacke off that 7-year deal, 12 touches, 3 behinds to his name. Straight after this, Bulldogs v Brisbane. Norwood, really spicy clash, that one.
Absolutely. Can't wait for it to get underway. Triple header today on Triple M Football. Umpires are out there too, by the way. A couple of moderately experienced, Lee Fisher and Nick Brown, and then we go down to Harrison Birch and Nick McGuinness, who are early in their careers. And it's really sunny here today. This is more of a cricket crowd, I would have thought, today, JB.
Yeah, it's a cricket day.
Amazing.
32 degrees. And the deck is looking superb, by the way. I saw Hoffy before. He's a master. The best groundsman in the world, David.
He is. Well, he's been looking after them all. They've contracted the Adelaide Oval to look after Norwood and also the Barossa grounds as well. So they've done a great job. Abs, down to you.
The toss of the coin has taken place. Oscar Allen back to doing his captain's duties after the weeks that were against Paddy Cripps. West Coast and Oscar Allen have won the toss, so they're kicking to the right of the radio dial.
What's going on with the West Coast Eagles jumper? What are they wearing?
It's like a flu rug.
Oh, yeah, look, they're coming towards me now as we speak. There's been some cracking Guernseys across Gather Round.
Well, that isn't one of them.
That isn't one of them, no. I'm with you.
Very strange looking thing.
A really yellowy yellow.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Abby finding it hard to get into the negative frame of mind that we're normally in.
Oh, no, she's too positive.
What are you doing, Brian, over the Gather Round? Calling footy? Are you getting out to any of the wineries?
No, I'm going
the bespoke.
I am going to McGill Estate tomorrow afternoon.
Beautiful.
So looking forwed to that.
Your birthday yesterday?
Yes.
Yes.
Nothing, just work.
Just work?
Just work.
Just work.
I heard you were a bit croaky this morning. No?
I tell you who was absolutely off her handle last night, and that was my wife.
Your wife was she was seeing
I
them like
literally
watermelon.
carried her in the room. She could not speak.
Yeah,
Had her
she
eye
was
in.
loving it. All right, we are ready to go here. Bounce of the footy.
Which was a good thing, by the way.
Williams taking on De Koning. And Hewitt at ground level tries to slap it through. Reid went without the footy. And Hewitt applies a tackle, and we're going to have a ball up centre of the Adelaide Oval.
Beautiful sunny day, as all of has been mentioned. 34 degrees, going to be hot out there today. Little one from Hewitt. Got it to Walsh, who's starting to regain some form and playing good football. Cottrell back into the side today. Down to Mackay. Straight through the hands. Couldn't mark the footy off the ground. Soccer miss. First score goes to the Blues. A minor score down there. Good to see Mackay back in the side today.
Duggan to bring it in for the West Coast Eagles. And he will come to the broadcast side of the Adelaide Oval. Runs about 20 metres. And then pumps a low one for Liam Flanran. He was unable to hang on to it. Carroll, little play on the footy. Handball back from Silvani. Finds Doherty. And his ball just evades Hewitt, which means West Coast can come away. Lateral ball from Graham. And it finds Duggan. He goes wider still to the former Melbourne Footy Club wingman Jaden Hunt. And they sort of chip it down the outer side.
To Hutchison, and Hutchison right on the logo there on that bespoke restaurant Oval Hotel side of the ground.
That's two.
That's two.
Got a little column here for that.
Little one over
Count
the
'em
top. Wiedering flies uncontested in the end. Waterman didn't get there, so this man here, we know how good a player he is, Wiedering. Short little kick sideways to McGovern. Brother not playing for the opposition today. Little kick around the corner once again to Walsh. Wants to move it to the first gamer. The first gamer, Carroll for the Blues. Looking to kick the centre half forward. The mark is taken. Play on to Motlop. Motlop caught in the tackle. White had the quick hands to play on. Motlop was nailed. Free kick, West Coast.
Should have been a score there from Carlton. How was the kick from the debutant inside? Beautiful kick.
Hutchison to Graham. Cripps over the top, wing out of side for the West Coast Eagles. Steers it to Waterman. 2 kicks from home. He goes inside 50. Oscar Allen, the medium-sized O, has taken it in the pocket. Kicking to the cathedral end. left ear radio dial.
Got the new haircut too.
Yes, he's gone the number 2, I reckon.
The buzz cut,
Yeah.
real short. So he'd like a good start here. Chat around his future and who he's meeting with, and
Just having a chat with an official over the fence there, just while he's lining up the goals. The skipper.
Yep.
taking some offers.
There he goes.
Boy.
From the set shot. It looks good, and that's because it is good.
Oh.
First goal of the game, Oscar Allen and the West Coast Eagles. One straight. Carlton are one behind on the Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
They'll be disappointed with that, Carlton. Should have been definitely a score, if not a goal. They are outnumbered inside their forward 50, and they just found a way to bugger it up, really, with Jesse Motlop playing on, and probably wasn't the right thing to do, give a handball. But then West Coast on the turnover. It's another goal from turnover. West Coast, I think if they're going to win the game today, they need to go fast off turnover and just test this Carlton defence out. You can see there, because they went quick, Jacob Wiedering couldn't get settled behind the footy, couldn't be that drop off and intercept mark. So when you move the footy quickly against Carlton, you can score, and I think that's the blueprint today for West Coast. Just got to take the game on when they win it back. But nice finish, nice start here from West Coast.
Join Bunnings Trade Power Pass to get dedicated support, flexible credit, faster shopping with the free Power Pass app. Bunnings Trade. Out of the middle we go. West Coast scoring the first goal here. Handball comes very, very wide. Immediately pumped in by Doherty. Very high ball. Mackay there to bring it to ground. Motlop scooped it up like it wasn't there. Curnow handball.
Oh, no.
Over handball to Williams. Over his head. And he actually handballed it through for a goal.
He handballed a goal.
Which was a minor score. They've got 2 of them. West Coast one straight on the Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
What are they doing, the Blues?
They're trying to do the right thing, I suppose, trying to bring teammates into it, but at some stage, someone's got to pull the trigger and actually have a shot on goal. Charlie Curnow should have just snapped that through.
Brady Hoff wide to Cripps, and then
They're
Hunt.
out here.
Now they're out. Allen, all sorts of room.
Wow.
Inside 50, Waterman's just parked on his own and can go back and take a shot on goal from 40 out.
Well, if I could just grab my audio from that last goal and press repeat, it's exactly the same thing. Should have been a certain goal down the other end from Carlton. They found a way to bugger it up, and then on turnover, quickly went down the other end, and they had 2 or 3 options with just West Coast forwards, all on their own inside 50.
He's got oil on his right hand here, JB. He's been trying to get it off in his short. His guiding hand is as slippery as.
All right.
It's lubricated.
Jake Waterman for the second of the day here for West Coast. The kick's on its way. It's drifting right. Behind. So he had the opposite of Richo that time when he had too much grippo.
Yes.
He tried to let the ball go from the square and it wouldn't leave his hand.
Old slimy, but yes, no, Richo never one to know exactly how much medicine he should take. By the way, he's over at the Masters this weekend enjoying himself. I see his mate who caddies for Adam Scott. Adam Scott didn't make the cut, JB.
No, he did not.
Sard out wide, so it'll be a short weekend for Richo. I believe they redact all tickets when you're out. Here's White, little one over the top. Have a look at this, shielding the sun from the eyes is Williams. He now runs in. Very slow to get rid of it. Eventually does mark on the goal line.
What's going on with the Blues?
Marked right on the goal line by the West Coast. The ball comes out and finds Dewar.
I can't believe that from, was that Williams running into goal? Like he thought there was no opposition players out there, just got ran down. It was a great chase from Hunt.
Might have been Dewar.
It's like the old LP records. The game's being played at 45 and the Blues are at 33, Brian. They're not the same speed as the bloody game's being played.
No, they're not.
Long down the line, this will be marked by Allen on the wing. He's had a nice start to this game, Oscar Allen.
Still chatting to that man over the fence.
Yep. He'll go further, inside 50, almost marked it is by Reid. This is not Harley, this is Archer Reid. And he's 50 from home, so it'll take a very, very good kick from here.
Got to move it quick against Carlton. Look at the numbers back now.
And he goes to the top of the square. And a simple mark taken by Jack Silvani.
Been really good in defence this year, Jack Silvani.
He has. Too slow against the Carlton defence, though, that ball movement from West Coast. They won it back, had opportunity to go in quick, but decided to go slow and just kicked it back to them.
Have a look at the hill up there behind the goals. Imagine how hot and sweaty it'd be up there. They'd be rubbing up against each other and spilling the drip tray all over each other. It'd just be on up there. There'd be no rules. There's McGovern at centre half back, able to feed the ball off. Got the handball to a wristry one on Walsh. Walsh got it back to Sard through the centre circle. Sard, a dynamic ball to Curnow on the lead. Should mark, and he does. Brilliant play from the Blues, right up the ideal little. And Charlie Curnow will line up from 35.
Yeah, brilliant transition, wasn't it, from Carlton? Every score so far has been really good transition. We've seen West Coast do it a couple of times off turnover, and then Carlton there get that opposition or oppo mark at the top of the square and just went flat out down that open side. Brilliant.
So Charlie Curnow, bit of angle about it, maybe 40 degrees or so, and got a kick of, say, 35 metres. Very comfortable for this superstar. Curnow steps to the plate, low and hard.
Wow.
And kicked it left. Really looked like he lost the grip on it on the inside.
Not punchy, wasn't it?
Yeah, and a minor score, so 2 behinds the Blues. Or it should be 3 behinds, actually. And West Coast 1-1-7.
Harley Reid to bring it back in. He comes to the broadcast side with a long drop punt. A nice mark taken by the former Giant, Nick Haynes. Inside 50 he goes. Crunched was Fogarty. And back to Reid again, who steps around and goes to the same spot. Wiedering in good marking shape. Allen breaks it up in the air.
Well,
Here comes Liam Fine.
Look at him go. Look at Fine Ryan stretching out. Right boot inside out, running slider. Couldn't get it to work. Ran out of legs in the end, did Flan Ryan.
He's
Here comes again. Oh, he's been upended. Had his feet taken. Did a forward somersault. Flan Ryan.
Come on, Flan.
The scores are 10, 10, 9.5. What about that for an
Yes.
effort?
Ball up in the pocket for West Coast.
Triple effort.
Flying Ryan.
Oh, he's knackered now.
Yep.
Can't
Big
move.
fella Williams, and Ryan just let go of Ed. Said, I can't be. And off goes Walsh. Walsh from half back, little one back inside. Motlop put a fingertip there because he didn't really want the body to be there. Chera now tries to rip it out. Handball whipped away by West Coast. Comes here to Allen. He was taken high. Free kick will go West Coast, 65 from goal.
It was Cripps, the offending tackler. Allen. If you're going to have a meeting with another club, this is the weekend to do it.
Yeah.
They're all here.
Yeah.
I just ran into him in the foyer.
I was just minding my own business.
Yeah.
Ball
He just-
inside 50.
Just happened to present to me as well.
Exactly. Sard. Haynes. Outside 50 ball and beautifully marked by Cripps. The big body. He then goes to the wing and finds Curnow. No one ahead of him. Literally no one. Durden running now, and that kick's not going to work for him. It bounces just inside the field of play. And the West Coast Eagles defender pretty happy to see it over. That was Brady Hoff.
Wonder what that kick was about from Charlie Curnow then.
I don't know what he was doing. I thought he was just going to hold the play up and wait for some key forwards to reset, because when he actually took the mark, there was not one player in front of him, so he had to bide his time, but then just sort of kicked it to the boundary.
Bernie Vince on Triple M football for Seabus. Little knockdown here, trying to barge his way through was Hutchison. Didn't get that. Now it's ripped away by Hoff. And he's dragged the ground. All of this happening inside Carlton's forward 50, which is I'm reluctant to call it a river, but the Torrens River end of the ground.
Lake.
It's more a creek lake sort of stagnation operation.
Stagnation.
And let's get down to Abby.
Oscar Allen is on the bench, guys, with the club doctor. He is spewing his guts up down here at ground level, so we'll keep an eye on him, but he doesn't look in a very good way.
Might have had too many lunches with people that he doesn't know that well. There's Hunt.
I like how Abs is rolling today. She started with I'm sweating my ass off, and now she's saying he's spewing his guts up.
Yes.
It's very Triple M. We've dragged her down to our level.
We have.
Ball inside the Blues, forward 50. Hunt's wrapped up. He gets a handball away. Out into the path of Hollands. And then Hewitt. Ginby wraps him up, the big body. Gets it off to Hollands. Through to Walsh with a handball. Now Cottrell lowers the eyes and hits the target, top of the square. Handball onto Curnow and a goal. Unselfish Brody Kemp. Blues get there first through Charlie Curnow. And they are... We've got the same scoreboard issue, Brian. Where am I actually getting a score?
139, I think.
Yeah, 139 to 117. Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
Geez, they've made hard work of it, haven't they, Carlton? There's a few times they just looked destined to score. It was definitely going to be at least a shot on goal a few times, but that time there still wasn't pretty. They flicked it around, kicked it inside 50, and unselfishly there, Brody Kemp could have probably gone back and had a shot, and then I thought Charlie Curnow was going to run into the goalpost. He got that close to the goalpost before he snapped it through. They finally score, which would put a lot of Carlton supporters at ease getting their first goal away, because West Coast have brought the fight today. I've liked their contest around the footy. They've brought the heat early. Can they sustain? It's the big question.
Back to the middle we go. Lee Fisher to send it up again, as he does. Williams there with the ruck contest. So is Mackay, and will do it again in the middle.
It's been their concern, hasn't it, Carlton? They just can't score this year. 46 last week. In 2024, they were first for goals per inside 50. This year, they're 18th.
Mackay outreaching his opponent, Williams, in the ruck pretty easily in the end, I might add. Another ball up. Still inside the centre square, still in the middle of the ground. Fisher throws it up. Mackay again outdoing the opponent there in Williams. The kick forward is partially marked here by both players. White of Carlton was second to it, and it was Hall that marked it for West Coast. Short little kick finds Gross. Gross now backward of centre circle. A little nibbler, and the mark is taken here by Duggan. So Duggan looking for the left foot. Duggan's one of their co-captains now.
Yes, Brian.
And really, boy, it's sliding there. Edwards.
Edwards.
What are you saying there, Brian?
Not sure what Brian is saying.
He's just sliding.
In fact, I am sure.
Hey,
A high ball forward. Almost Silvani.
Good honest player.
Take it. Yep.
Dewar lurking. Flicking handball back to Hoff. Centering left foot float is going to work.
Oh, good contact.
Jake Waterman stuck under the footy, focused very hard and took a good mark.
Geez, that kick was ugly. It was doing everything in the air. Sort of went left and right. It was floating, and in the end had to go back with the flight. Looked like he was going to mark it unopposed at one stage, Waterman, but the floatiness in the ball brought the Carlton defender in, and he actually copped one late. But it's a nice take. Need to kick this one now.
Geez, that's a rude lid.
It's a good setup.
Jake Waterman, look at it.
Just give me another meter.
Said he's a ripper though, Jim.
Oh, apparently they reckon he's one of the great blokes, Jake Waterman.
Yep.
He's made a bloody good job of playing forward of the ball for a pretty ordinary side too. Directly in front, should convert from here, Jakey. Oh, he snuck it right. That's a bad miss. Bad miss. 1-2 to 1-3, Blues by a point.
Not going to get a lot of opportunities, you wouldn't have thought, so he's got to make the most of those.
Round the grounds, Heath.
Yeah, goal for goal at the moment. Harry Sheasel's just put one through, bringing the margin back to 6 points. Gold Coast way, 50-44 midway through the second term.
Looks a good crowd there too at Barossa Park.
Yeah, it looks heaving and hot.
Knockers, they're all going to be sharazzed out of their brain by midnight tonight up there. There's no doubt about it. Here's Walsh. Little handball through the traffic, ends with Cottrell. Straight over the South Australian logo with a beautiful little foot pass. Finds the opportunity here with Durden. Durden plays on around the corner. Kick is a little wide towards the boundary and easily defended by West Coast. And on that occasion, Marrick took it over the line out of bounds. Will throw it in deep inside Carlton's attack zone. Goal apiece, basically. Few behinds. Probably West Coast have had more opportunity. Boundary umpires doing the old South Australian mullet as well.
Yeah.
It's scary. Little kick here. Out wide to the logo once again, right in the interchange area. Wiedering happy for it to go over the line out of bounds on the wing.
Red Z landing stats. Ball use, a big difference between the two sides at the moment. West Coast ranked 17th in the competition. 88% by foot early stages in this game. Carlton just burning it a little bit, only 55% for them.
Will White's a young man I've never seen before from South Warrnambool. 21-year-old for the Blues. They produce footballers down there, Brian.
Yeah, they do.
The town of Warrnambool.
Yep.
John
Royd,
Brown,
John O'Brien,
Jordan Lewis.
Louis. Could have given it a bit.
Don't say that. That wasn't me.
Mickey Turner.
Yes, Mickey Turner, the legend. Through comes Hollands. Long ball inside 50. And well done by Kemp. But then he dropped it. He did all the hard work and then dropped the chest mark. Owies runs a bit of a pattern. In fact, it was Durden. And he got the handball away. Owie playing for the other team.
Yes, he does now,
There's Hall. Finds Dewar with a handball.
Dewar through the middle of the ground. Carlton player Mackay, I think it is, lying down on the ground. Has not moved. In the meantime, McGovern steals the mark. They're on the counter-attack. Carlton player Mackay still hasn't moved. Comes to Cottrell. Umpire holds it up. Has Mackay still not to his feet here. And he looks groggy.
He's done. He's done.
He cannot get up under his own steam.
Was the old-fashioned Byron Pickett or was it accidental?
He actually came in for the Shepherd. He came in to block the West Coast player. We'll see it here. And he actually hurt himself. Watch this out of the corner of the screen. Went to block.
Clash of heads, accidental.
And just a clash of heads.
Yep.
But he is groggy. He won't play any further part now.
No, still on the ground. Actually having trouble getting to his own feet. And is very, very wobbly. He's back up now. And he'll come from the ground. And as Byrne says, that's it. all she wrote for Harry Mackay.
Jeez, Tommy Gross. They're a hard unit.
He got back up. He looked like Harry Mackay came in and absolutely nailed Gross because he was coming at Gross. Gross was blindsided, didn't see him coming, and he's the one that's come off second best.
He's gone white in colour too, Harry.
He's done
not looking well down there.
Disappointing too after coming back after time out.
Little ball here to Chera. Chera goes out wide to McGovern. McGovern a poker very, very wide. Haynes snuck the handball underground. Got it off here to Hewitt. Banged it inside 50 mark. Taken in defence here by Hall. Down to you, Abs.
Yeah, Harry Mackay's going straight down to the rooms as Cooper Lord is warming up, just doing some leg swings. So that's devastating. I'm sure so many Carlton fans would have loved to see that man come out and kick 47 goals after having the last 3 weeks off.
Ginby a high and wide one, a free kick, a block is going to go the Blues' way to Haynes. Can't get over these West Coast jumpers. I blame Justin Langer, board member there. Single-handedly designed them, and they're poor.
He designed them and ticked them off here.
He did, from India. Haynes.
Cheap.
Lowers the eyes and hits Carroll, the debutant. Young man who's already kicked plenty of goals, even though he hasn't played yet. Sideways ball. Finds Silvani. And he gets it inside 50. It's not a great pill. Walsh able to get it and flick a handball to Sard, who's outside 50. He goes inside with a floater, and Ginby easily able to spoil it away from Corey Durden.
Ginby's got a wild look about him, JB.
Dermot, he's got a bit of himself.
Himself.
Very fluffed up Perminator.
Yeah.
Boundary throw in here. Deep 50 for the Blues. De Koning knocking down double-hander. Dewar was able to get onto it. Or Dewar. Got to get used to that. Here's Ryan.
Fine, Ryan.
Plays on. Advantage played through the middle of the ground. Big opportunity for Gross. Gross goes steaming through centre half forward. Long ball in. Was there, taken away from him by Haynes.
What did he do?
Haynes defended and McGovern there as well, lying down flat on his face.
He withdrew his hands.
What was that?
I'm not sure why.
That should have been front on contact though as well. Should have been a West Coast free kick, top of the square. Don't know what the umpire was doing.
Carroll out wide and finds Hewitt, who's got a mountain of room out of side. Thumping handball. Gets it to my man, Will White. He goes over the top and they'll go inside 50 easily to Williams, who takes the mark 40 from home. That's very, very easy transition to the Nurry.
Yep.
As Jake Waterman's down on the haunches.
I don't know why he retracted his hands.
He took them down.
It just looked like an easy, didn't it? Walk-in goal, uncontested mark. It did hang in the air a little bit, that footy, which allowed the Carlton defender to get back. But I thought it was front on contact as well. I thought Waterman was a bit stiff there. But you need to keep your arms up in the air so you're going for the ball, which might have made the umpire pay the free kick.
Zach Williams, 4 goals on the season for him. It's a good look here, and he fans it a long way out to the right, nearly out in the full. Behind 1-4 to 1-2, Blues by 2 points.
Chopped across it, didn't he, and shot it out right.
Round the grounds, Heath.
Yeah, Gold Coast lining up at the moment through Noah Anderson. 8 points they lead by over North Melbourne. 8-4-52 to 6-8-44. 5 minutes left in the second.
McGovern with a little bit of a right shoulder problem after that clash as well, just holding that. Here's Silvani defending nicely. Tell me he doesn't look like Steve in the number 1. And with the hair trimmed the way it is. Here is Sard. Marks immediately kicking on, opening up now. Really starting to open them up. This is White. I think he's got the ball. And he'll have a ping pong from 50.
They are opening them up at the moment, Brian. I agree with you, but they're not scoring. They're not putting them away. Just 2 points in it and goal 4 from Carlton. So you can open them up, but you've got to score.
Yet to kick a goal in his career, this young man. White in game 2. Goes for the kick and the lead to Kemp. Kemp's hands were strong, but not strong enough. Tries to brush the tackle off, got the handball to Walsh. Looking for the give and go. Heading in the wrong direction was White. Unloaded to the top of the square. Curnow was there. Look at the Eagles jumpers around this. Picked up, shot at goal by the first game at Carroll. Missed. So they are missing opportunities here, the Blues. 1-5-11 to West Coast 1-2-8.
Got to start hitting the scoreboard, finding an easy way. I don't know what was with that pass, the set shot.
Yeah.
Just pulled it late to a 50-50. The kick wasn't on from White.
Is he a Marich or a Merrick? run.
Merrick.
Merrick.
They're all Martic, aren't they?
Don't know, but
Croatia?
he's got it now.
Martic.
He's heading out of defensive 50. Fine run! Nice elevation from Liam.
Find a way to fly without touching anyone.
Exactly. It was a beautiful ball too for Hunt on the 45.
Play on. Play on.
And Hunt can just chop it.
Jeez.
That's a horrible kick.
That's
as badly kicked a footy as you see. All gather round, and it goes out of play out of side.
Even the umpire felt sorry for it. Didn't go deliberately.
Yeah.
He realised he was actually trying to keep it in.
He just thought that bloke can't kick.
Boundary throw in right in front of the Gavin Winganeen stand. Really good crowd building here first quarter. Lots of different colours representing all of the different teams. Supporters attending whatever game they can get tickets to. That's how it's working here. Hewitt. Little handball to the run of Walsh. How many's he had, Heath?
9 touches.
Nice one over the top. Good ball here. Comes back inside. Kemp involved. Here's Hewitt looking for her to help her, and wasn't a lot of support there. Eventually Kemp unloads inside 50. Marked by Durden. Durden has marked 25 out slight angle.
If they don't, sorry, Brian, go.
No, I was just going to say they need to kick one, JB.
They don't tighten up West Coast, this could be 150 points.
Dua, Diwa, however you want to say his name, that was just poor checking. He was just ball watching and forgot that he had an opponent to stand. Just allowed Durden just to sneak in behind him and mark it uncontested. You've got to be, that's red alert, high alert inside D50.
Game 49 for Durden.
Have to kick this.
Come on,
Kick
Corey.
it, must kick it. Had plenty of opportunities. 5 behind so far. It's tight, but he's got it. So Carlton get their second. 2-5-17. West Coast 1-2-8. Bunnings trade scoreboard burn.
You've seen both teams transition pretty easily through the middle of the ground, and the last sort of 5 or 10 minutes, Carlton have really taken it on through the middle of the ground. It looks like West Coast don't really want to defend as well as what you have to at this level, which is allowing players out the back and easy inside 50s, but they're not converting. Good to see them actually convert on that set of play there. Still nearly bugging it up by running into a bit of trouble there, but it's just poor defending. Really poor defending from Jewett.
Red Zed lending stats, 75% of the time Carlton are going end-to-end. AFL average is 25% defensive 50 to forward 50. So that West Coast defence just breaking down at the moment, as you were saying, Bern.
So we are back in the middle, 2-2. Sorry, 2-5 plays 1-2. And out of the middle, Walsh with a handball looking for Cripps, finds him. He floats it inside 50, almost Curnow. To the back comes Charlie, taps it over the top, and happy to concede was Edwards. So it's now 2-6 to 1-2. And Marrick with a quick release, and a free kick is going to go West Coast way. They'll take advantage, and now they're out of side. The run on here from Baker, the former Tiger, gets around, then from 45, sets sail and kicks a behind.
He liked it off the boot.
He did.
Must have swung late.
So did Oscar Allen in the goal square. He had one arm up as soon as he kicked it.
Little kick back into play by the Blues, so a let off for them. Doherty marks. Now Hollands. This is Ollie Hollands. Brother not yet back into the team. Working hard on that occasion was Gindy. Knocked it over the boundary and down to you, Abs.
Yeah, Lillian O'Sullivan has just resurfaced from the room. She's part of the medical team at the Blues and shaking her head in all the wrong directions. So they've made the sub. Harry Mackay is out. Cooper Lord has his T-shirt off and ready to go. So with the 12-day protocols as well, Harry will also miss Good Friday's clash next week against North Melbourne.
Thanks, Abs. A lot of ramifications these days when you suffer that sort of injury, and as there should be. A little bit of a scuffle here with Cripps and also Hutchison.
4v1.
Yeah.
Big Bailey Williams has come in and trying to add some weight to the protest.
My wife at the ground sent me a text. It's and hot with a word in the middle.
Starting with F.
It is.
Thanks, Lise, for the news flash.
Weather report.
Yes.
We might go back to Lise a bit later and see if it's still
Very observant.
That's it.
Very observant. All right, a hard ball in from Cripps.
pay it.
Forward somersault landing with Pike. Couldn't find it.
What the hell?
Flying.
Come on, that's worth a pay. Flatly in front run.
And then paid it holding the ball.
Come on.
No sense of...
Chera at half back. Down the wing he goes. Edwards gets hands to it. Curnow stayed down and then a fend off takes it out of play. He had Hutchison and Edwards next to him. Charlie?
Defended the ground the last couple of times better here, West Coast. Have numbered off quicker and not allowing that easy transition through the middle of the ground. So making Carlton work for it now, which is looking better defensively.
Round the grounds, Heath.
Yeah, Gold Coast 9-5-59, still 8 points over North Melbourne.
All right, in comes Cripps with a long, beautiful ball. It gets out the back. Durden for his second. Easy goal. 3 on the board now for the Blues. 3-6-24 to 139. Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, his second now, Durden. He'd like his time again, I reckon, the co-captain, Liam Duggan. He's hooked onto Durden like a caravan. He just followed him, and the ball was clearly going to go over the top of that contest, but he decided to still follow him or track the footy, and the ball bounced over the back, and Durden just waltzed into an open goal. Ordered it done again by Paddy Cripps from that contest, getting it forward, having a bit of an influence now, Cripps.
Around the grounds, Choice Hotels.
Yeah, Gold Coast 8 points margin over North Melbourne, nearing half-time in that game. Sam Walsh involved again. Red Z lending stats, 11 disposals, 7 score involvements already in a quarter. 9 times Carlton has scored. He's been involved in 7 of them.
Back the middle we go with Harrison Birch, the umpire. Little knockdown here.
Birchie.
Cripps. Yeah, to Coney, got it out of the middle. Walsh. On fire is Walsh in this first quarter. Been terrific. Here's Motlop. Grab ball, unloaded while in air. Crash, bang, in they go, the Blues. Did not come out with the footy because Harley Reid did. He stuck it down the throat of Hollands. Got the overlap run from Sard, so he plays on with a handball. Sard now deep inside. Carlton players spoil each other in the air. They were little tiny Carlton players.
They were.
And they were both searching for the same nurry. And Flan Ryan keeps it alive.
Durden was one of them. Who was the other? Just stupidity.
Not sure who the other one was there, JB. He was
Simple Mark Bryan
Might have been
and
Fogarty, was it?
got in each other's way.
No West Coast defender went. If they didn't spoil each other,
Yeah, it was Fogarty. You're right.
De Koning beautifully down to Walsh, who's had a
good
bright start to this game. He floats it inside 50, looking for Motlop. He can't beat the siren. And it is quarter time round the grounds, Heath.
Yeah, half-time in that game as well. Gold Coast 9-5-59, North Melbourne 7-9-51. So tight, high-scoring game there at the Barossa.
Here it is, a 15-point quarter-time lead to the Blues. You hear from Bernie Vince next, as well as Abby Holmes and Brian from McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy.
That quarter for Bunnings Trade. Join Bunnings Trade Power Pass to get dedicated support, flexible credit and faster shopping with the free Power Pass app.
For McDonald's,
Triple M Rocks Gather Round.
a Minecraft movie meal has arrived at Macca's with one of 6 collectible toys.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z. Backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Seabus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong, long-term returns for after the final whistle. Seabus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Seabus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumho free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z. Backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Seabus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong, long-term returns for after the final whistle. Seabus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Seabus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumho free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus, receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z, backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M! Triple M Rocks Gather Round.
Oh my God, we're back again. This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks football. Quarter time here at the Adelaide Oval in real hot conditions. Carlton 3-6-24 leading West Coast 1-3-9. That's a 15-point lead. And in the Barossa game, Heath, that score at half-time.
Half-time in that game, Gold Coast 9-5-59, leading North Melbourne 7-9-51. Margin was 25 points Gold Coast way in that game until North Melbourne kicked 4 in a row in that second.
Red Z lenders for this game here today that Carlton lead by 15.
Yeah, honestly, it looks like it should be larger than 15 points judging by some of these. Double the contested ball, 34-17. More than double the inside 50s, Carlton's way, 20-9. 21 zip on scores from stoppage. So dominance in the middle where Carlton's concerned. Led by Sam Walsh, 13 disposals, 5 clear of any other player, 7 score involvements, 4 clearances in that first.
Those people on that Chemist Warehouse platform have melted.
Yes.
They've actually just melted into their seats.
There's 2 braving it in the sun, but the rest have gone to the back.
They've gone well to the back. We used to get a nice parcel of goodies from Chemist Warehouse.
But since Mario has pocketed the $6 billion, he's
Is that what he sold it for?
Just a lazy $6 bill. That's one of the owners.
Yeah,
the other one
one.
got the other 6.
Oh,
Yeah. We don't get the goodies anymore, Brian.
Abby, I don't know whether they've been sent direct to you for Bob Jane T-Marts, whether you're getting them now instead of us.
I'm not, unfortunately. Might have to hit Mario up about that one. But I tell you what, I'm with him. I've got a serious sweat moustache going on down here at boundary side. But guys, just confirming the injury news. So block your ears, Blues fans. Harry Mackay out with concussion. Cooper Lord coming into the action. But it's really unfortunate for Harry. Missed the last 3 games, of course, and so open this week on his podcast with his brother Ben, talking about his mental health, the struggles, and getting to the point of saying, I'm not okay and I need some help. So it's really devastating after seeing him play some VFL footy last week and 2 goals there to come back into the AFL system and be out in the opening term. So not good news there.
And must be said that was an accidental clash.
Yep. He actually came in to hit the West Coast player. I think it was Gross, was it?
Yep, Tommy
He
Gross.
came in to sort of block his run, and he ended up, Mackay that is, coming off second best. But it was a big hit in the middle of the ground. You don't see them too often in today's game.
Used to get a Hugo Boss fragrance, didn't we?
Yes, we did. What else did you get?
Nice Hugo Boss.
We're not sure. though.
Abercrombie and Fitch used to...
And we're not suggesting anything by this, JB, but with the quality of the product we got, I always wondered whether it was actual fact.
Real?
I'm happy to see it back again in the little paper bag as
I wasn't sure whether it was out of
ready to,
China.
getting ready to start this
Bit of tariff on that.
second term. And
No, Mario, fantastic.
great.
Sent me a whole heap of glasses, 3.5s they were, and I'm only a winner, but other than that, it was nice thought of him.
Things are really close, are they?
All right, we're ready to go here. Second quarter action. Remind us of that score at the Barossa again, please.
Yeah, 59-51, Gold Coast leading by 8 points at the major break.
Tight game there. Intriguing watch on that one. Hot day, big crowd, good fun. people.
Harley Reid, has he touched it at all, Heath?
On the Reds, it's Harley Reid. Just the 4 touches playing down back today.
I reckon he's taken a couple of kickouts too, so a couple of them might have been kickouts.
There's Tanya trying to crawl out of the hotel door.
She's on the floor, is she?
Oh, bloody
room service. Rude.
She'll never come away again.
Nah.
Back in the middle we go to start the second quarter. It's a bouncing Williams against a headbanded De Koning. De Koning, nice little flick out the back door to Hewitt. Wonderful it was. De Koning went and got a game, gave it to Williams. Williams got rid of it far too quickly in my book. Here comes Gross. Got a bounce through centre half forward. Ball looking for Allen, couldn't get him. Wiedering did wonderfully well.
How good a player is Wiedering?
Brilliant.
Just magnificent. Wide we go here to Hollins. That's a poor kick out the full. Be brought back in by Jack Graham.
Good pressure from Graham. Good pressure on the ball carrier. That's what happens. Mistakes get made.
High and long, inside 50 ball here. Allen from the front couldn't glove it. There's a hold on a jumper. And it's going to be Wiedering who'll receive the free. It was Williams who had the hold. So, Jacob Wiedering to the outer side. Beautifully steered ball here for Hewitt. And now they're out if they want to go fast. Kick just held up there for Curnow, but he can still go. Durden presented the mitts, but not with any real purpose. Curnow follows it up, jams it inside 50 and hits Fogarty.
What a kick.
Great kick.
2 minutes back. 2 minutes back.
The transition again from D50 to forward 50. There's just not a lot of pressure on that ball, is there? Just allowing the kickers to...
Pretty hot day to chase though, Burn. If I was out there, I wouldn't chase.
You just choose not to chase.
I don't reckon it mattered what temperature it was, Brian.
So the coaches would be really happy with that. It's too hot to chase, mate.
Fogarty. Set shot, keeps it low and misses near side.
All clear.
3-7 to 1-3.
Got a kick there.
Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
So that is 3-7 for the Blues. They have missed opportunities. They have kept West Coast alive to this stage of the game. There's no doubt about it. Kick back in comes to Brock.
Play on.
Sandy Brock.
Sandy Brock. Left footer. Out wide. Looking for and almost finding the big...
Flan run.
Fun run.
He's trying to drop his knees a little bit there. He's not happy, Flan.
Handball to Baker. Baker able to take a bounce unnecessarily and now kick the ball very, very high and long and deep and all of the other things into the forward 50 off hands that come to Dewar. And it was holding the ball. You heard the umpire, a little bit of a throw. McGovern's got the free in the back half for the Blues.
To pull the trigger a couple of times. That's not far enough to Sard. Sard bites off the middle ball kick and finds Hewitt. To the outer side, Hewitt to a roaming Charlie Curnow. Long way from home, he's on the wing. Beautiful ball to Williams. He is 50 from home. Zach Williams. Eyes darting around, trying to find a target inside 50. Drilling ball is superb to Walsh.
Graham Marslock.
It was a dart. Like you get your hands forward on a 6-iron and just pound it in there.
Just punch it into the wind, Jim.
Yep, that's a beautiful kick.
It was a really Brian Myers. That's a great way to describe that kick. He was facing goals and pulled it right across his body. Didn't go very high, didn't get much elevation, but got there really quick. And what a day Sam Walsh is having. This will be his 14th disposal, 4 clearances.
Got to go through. Almost directly in front. 30 out. The kick's good. Finally, the Blues hit the target. 4-7 to 1-3 on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Some reward for effort. Finally, Carlton 11 scoring shots to 4. 4 goals, 7 though. And a lot of them very gettable. There's some they haven't scored as well that look like certain scores, but just seeing that kick again on the Harvey Norman replay, that's a brilliant kick. And pretty poor defending as well, again, from West Coast. There were 2 or 3 West Coast players just standing around watching that ball land in the lap of Sam Walsh. He worked hard from the middle of the ground, pushed inside forward 50.
I've been watching all the media coverage of Sam Walsh. They're all saying he was washed up and carrying on. He has just been getting better and better. You watch first crack, second crack, back crack, front crack. All of them, JB, have been saying all the same things about Walsh.
Yes.
And it has been very, very unfair. And to my point, he started with a back injury and a hamstring in the late pre-season, and he's been building. He was always going to get better.
Be some good viewing, those TV shows.
There's a lot of them. There's every crack you can think of. And they are all very heavy in talk on Walsh. Up they go, Williams. Little front on knockdown. Saab read it better than anyone, and he gets the free. There was a hold there which came from Graham. And Adam Saad here at centre-half back. Little sideways kick finds Wheatering. Wheatering on the Rashudo stand side of the ground out wide to Hollins and overkicked it. This meant that Hunt was able to retrieve it. Gave a little one to Cripps and West Coaster away.
Graham on the logo out of side. Lowers the eyes, hits Waterman. 2 kicks from home. Jake Waterman goes inside 50. Nicely steered ball.
He dropped it.
And he dropped a pretty simple mark in the end, Williams. Now the Blues are trying to get it out through Cottrell. Knocked out of the hands of a couple into the Gross. And now back to Williams. The read, I should say. And Harley has it on the wing out of side. He goes for a low ball. That works. Back to Gross.
Stand. Play on.
And inside he goes with a deep entry. Looking for Ryan at the back. Waterman. He can't get boot to ball flying. Ryan was there as well. Through for a behind. 1-4 to 4-7.
Ryan came with speed at the end. May have heard Bernie just going, oh, and that was because of that. The kick back into Walsh, superb. The running handball to Haynes, equally superb. The kick in the middle to Lord, unreal. Lord's kick forward, incredible. Although the backward bounce. Oh, he bulldozed him. Edwards bulldozed him. It spills to Curnow, who dribbles it along the ground. Edwards completely bulldozed him.
He did.
It was Durden, I think. And a market score in the end, 32-10. Carlton's way.
It was the big man saying to the little man, I am not doing anything but running over the top of you.
He got the sit, didn't he? The ball sat up in the air and he had the momentum, and Durden just had to sit there and cop it.
Marek into the middle. Ground ball well won by the big man Williams. Handball forward. Another bulldozing. This time being done by Hutchison. But the turnover complete here for the Blues. Saad flicks it over the top to Hewitt. Right in the centre of the Adelaide Oval. And they chain it out till Silvani on the outer side. Not a great kick from him, because Cottrell was wide open. Cottrell around the body. Tried to find Cripps, couldn't. Williams runs a bit of a pattern. Back to Cripps. Sells some candy. And the left foot snap misses. 4-8.
4-9 now.
4-9 to 1-4.
4-9. Wow.
Danny Abs.
Yeah, Jack Hutchinson just came from the ground after that massive hit in the centre of the ground. Looks a little bit more winded to me, so I don't think there's anything overly concerning there.
Bob Jane T-Marts. Bob Jane T-Marts have had great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call or shop online today. T's and C's apply. Kick back into play here by West Coast. Sneaky little ball, finds an opportunity here with Graham. Graham immediately goes for the Rashudo stand side of the ground out wide and finds Williams. Williams marked in front of start. The big ruckman for West Coast. Beautifully manicured the grass here. They cut it every... Well, I've been here for 3 days. I've seen them cut it 15 times so far. They just take a mil off each time. It's beautifully presented. Kick down the line here. And the mark is taken by the first gamer in Carroll. Matty Carroll. Right in front of the interchange bench.
Left foot laconic styling down the line, and almost a 1 metre from Curnow. Now the Blues go inside 50. Williams forced to defend. Now the West Coast Eagles, and that's a free kick, and it's going...
Had his feet taken.
The Eagles' way, I think. Is it to Edwards?
Sat on his number.
Come back.
He got pushed into that contest, and then his legs, he's sore. He's still down. Oh, yeah, big contest. He got landed on, I reckon, after the contest, which might have been what's hurting his chest. Or he looks
Brady Hoff
winded.
talking about.
I reckon he's winded at the moment. We're stopping again, and we're
The initial contact didn't look good, but then I think the Carlton opposition player landed on him. Kemp.
Stopping again while everyone draws breath.
Yep. From Harvey.
A little unnecessary.
Wheat growing area, Brian. Harvey.
He'll be a tough man. He's down there in the fruit platter of
fruit as well.
Yeah,
right.
big on fruit.
Righty, Hoff.
I've got the orange dirt, the beautiful spud growing, fruit growing dirt.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Comes to our broadcast side here.
A lot of marron down there.
Nicely marked by Archer Reid on the wing.
Kicks it very, very high. Wiedering has to shield the eyes. Over the top they came. Bounced off the head of the first gamer and Carroll. Players dive on it, and free kick will go the way here of Carlton. On the bottom of that pack was Wiedering. So he's right on the logo on neutral territory on the wing. Wiedering just pounds it down the line into one-on-one with Curnow. Curnow outdoes his man. Marks and then gets off. Fends off as well. Was it a high fend off? You bet it was. And Ginbey will get the free as a result. And he didn't even know. Little unlucky Charlie Curnow. Doesn't even say anything to the umpire. I think he knew it was coming by the looks.
It's a real Dermot mullet on Ruben. Just think of the kid back in the late 80s, mid to late 80s. He used to go with the mud flap blonde mullet. And that's what Ruben's rolling with to Marek. Down the outer side, he finds Waterman in a lot of room on the wing. Son of a former West Coast Eagles premiership star, Chris Waterman. Cripps, West Coast version, to Graham to work hard to take the mark, but he did, half forward.
Adam, keep coming.
Jack Graham kicks a low ball, a good ball, and finds Archer Reid, who's a good size of a boy.
203 centimetres, Jim.
Absolutely. Came at that footy nicely.
Yeah, he did. That was the old-fashioned just lead out. Good take, above the head. 203 centimetres. Again, transition through the middle of the ground. Both teams are not defending that too well. West Coast on that occasion just allowed to enter inside 50 with not a lot of pressure on the footy.
Okay, so Archer Reid almost directly in front, about 45 out, kicking to the Riverbank stand end, and he looks like he struck it nicely. He has. Second goal for West Coast, 2-4-16, Carlton 4-9-33, Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Yeah, he had to kick that right on the 50-metre line, and as soon as it left the boot, Jim, he just put the cobber up, just one arm, fist clenched, so he loved it off the boot. It's a nice finish. Good reward too. They're having a crack through the middle of the ground. I know they're making a few mistakes and they're probably not defending the ground as well as what they could have. Well, good teams do, but they're having a dip.
Yeah, Red Z Lending stats, those pressure numbers, Burner, in this quarter. AFL average for pressure factor 180. Carlton just 136. West Coast just 122. Those numbers are sort of unheard of. West Coast are going at 96% by foot.
I've never heard of something in the 120s.
No.
I know Brian likes the pressure factor.
He's focused
120s, mate.
It's about as low as it gets, Brian.
Okay. Round the grounds, please.
Gold Coast by 8 points over North Melbourne early in the third.
Harley Reid busting it out of the middle. Magnificent. Got the handball here to Hall. Hall goes wide. Kick it. Goal came from Graham. And he missed.
He had to give that again.
They're right in the hunt here, West Coast. Make no mistake about it. They're 16 points adrift. 4-9-33 to West Coast, 2-5-17 on the Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
I'm with you, Brian. They're having a bit of a sniff here, West Coast.
Matthew Carroll to Haynes on the wing. Cottrell further afield, just in front of the wing, gets around Hunt. Inboard, just the distance. I agree, Brian. Hewitt on the gather round printing on the wing. Long ball inside 50. Almost Curnow. Spinning it to Walsh. Gets rid of the man next to him, but then couldn't access the ball. Now we got it held up inside, deep inside Carlton's forward 50 area.
I'll tell you a name you haven't called much, boys, is Tom de Koning. Just the 2 disposals so far, minus 8 metres gained.
Very quiet indeed. He has been a little knockdown here for West Coast. They clear the ball from the immediate defensive goal square. Free kick will go the way here of Carlton, so it's going to come back. I think it might be to Haynes.
Yep.
So Haynes been a good acquisition for the Blues. 55 metres out from goal is Haynes. And he...
Ollie Hollins. Here's an inside defensive 50. Hot day. Bright sunshine here in Adelaide. And Hollins to Hewitt down the line. He's got to stand under this ball. He knew that contact was coming.
Triplicates their position on the ladder at the moment. It's not incredibly well put together.
It's ugly, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a battle.
You look at the numbers though, Brian. Inside 50s 28-17 Carlton's way. You look at clearances 13-6. So dominating those key stats, but just not hitting it on the scoreboard.
Yeah, 4 goals, 9 today. Not a good-looking scoreboard. Little knockdown here, picked up magnificently out of the pack from Hall. Umpire blows whistle, high contact. And advantage played here for the Blues. And the goal is kicked.
Lord.
Well done to Lord. The sub who's been activated. Beautifully done. And 5-9-39 to 2-5-17 now on the Triple M scoreboard.
First goal.
First goal of his career.
Cooper Lord.
Just his 6th game. 4th this year. So you can see all the players coming from everywhere to get around him.
They all know, don't they?
Yeah, they do. It's funny how you know, don't you? The free kick there to Chera for the high free kick. He dished it out. There was an umpire that blew the whistle saying no, it wasn't advantage. And then one of them said no, it is advantage. And then the West Coast defence were confused and he finished it nicely. So his first goal of his career would be a nice little moment for him. He's got a bit of a mullet happening too there.
Yes. Around the grounds, Heath.
Yeah, North Melbourne with the first goal of the second half through Cam Zurha. So margin just 3 points in that one. Scores from stoppage in this game. You mentioned the clearances burn. Red Z leading stats 27-1 Carlton's way.
Abs, how you going down there? It's stinking hot.
It is, but I tell you what, I'm very happy because the shade has just come across this boundary side at Adelaide Oval. So I'm good now. I'm good to go.
Cottrell. Beautiful low drop punt into the chest of Charlie Curnow.
Nice presentation, wasn't it? The old traditional full forward leading out, chest mark. Go back and kick a goal. A lot of people saying how many's Charlie Curnow going to kick today? Jesse Hogan, 9 against this mob last week. He's in West Coast, but he kicked the one.
Just for his second. Distance should be no issue. Slight angle.
Oh,
and that is just an absolute sack.
What was that?
He could not have struck that footy any worse. It just crawled its way in for a behind. 5-10-40 to 2-5-17.
Sums up their day so far, Carlton, that kick.
Just a floating mung.
Ordinary.
Terrible ball. Here is Duggan from deep in defence. Kicks out wide and the mark is taken by Haynes.
Tell you what I did see that'll interest you, Brian, and that was a bag of unpumped up gather round balls out the back.
Oh, wow.
So have you accessed one of them yet?
I haven't, but it's a good reminder that the weekend is getting shorter.
I'll be back in a sec.
Lord.
How many do you want, bro?
We've got the AFL box next. We'll see if they can get you one, Brian.
Well, they're in there. While they're there, I'll
do you want me to go?
Do the business.
You do some specials for a bit?
Been marked by Baker here. We like balls that symbolise important moments in the history of the game. Silvani, little chipper around the corner, finds it over the top to Doherty. Doherty 60 metres out from goal in the shade of the light stand. Short little kick finds the opportunity with Chera. Chera thought about Motlop, thought he might have been called to play on, so he thought the better of it. Now he goes a little bit more loopy on the head of Curnow. A lot of West Coast players there, Mark, taken in the end, and it'll be Edwards.
Might have something incoming.
Something's coming.
All right, you keep going, Brian, and let me take care of business.
Well, it's your turn, JB.
I'm elsewhere at the minute, Brian.
How many are they bringing?
Oh, we just... Hello. Here we are, Brian.
Oh, there's one.
Look at the nurry.
Any more of them?
Ball back in the play. Duggan's got it over the top. It comes to Cripps. Cripps runs inside 50. Cripps.
His follow-up and then his finish inside 50 to Koenig.
44 goals from 44 games here for Motlop. 35-metre kick out to the hill stand in where they are packed in like sardines. Got under it and sent it right. Got too close to the man on the mark in the end. Did Motlop. 47.
6'11".
Posse can't believe it. Look at him.
And you see 6'11", you go, oh, well, there'd be a few rushed behinds and a few tough shots. There've been a lot of set shots from 30 to 40 metres, pretty well directly in front that they've just hacked.
Yep.
What have we got on the set shot, Steve?
3 goals, 5 to Carlton. Outside the 15-metre arc, they've kicked 4 goals, 11.
Dewar on the wing gives it back to Jinby, who's run on. Jinby on the left to half forward. It's going to land in the hands of Wiedering.
He's a good player.
Took a very good mark with a lot of heat coming from behind. He and Callum Wilkie. I love him too, Bern.
Yep.
It's a high-quality, tall defender. That'll be fitty. Jinby got into the back of a man.
That's another 50 if he didn't get out.
He doesn't want to get out.
Didn't get out. That should have been another 50.
Only if you hinder the guy from going again.
Brian knows.
Okay.
Full understanding of how it works.
Some things.
I don't know how it works, but they've told me, but I still don't get it.
That's a poor kick from Carroll the first game and missed the target out in the full.
If you get 150, you must not restrict the player again from playing on.
I thought as soon as you went behind the player with the footy, you had to get out straight away. You couldn't come back in front.
That could be a rule as well.
I just might have made that one up.
There's sub-rules to everything. That's a bad kick out of bounds.
They've changed the ball.
This last few minutes. Here, grab this one, Jim. Throw this one down there.
I'll tell you, the one we've got is a real...
Yeah, you're not happy with that, Brian. As soon as he saw it, he lost interest.
He let me have it really easily. You can see there's little holes in the paint and stuff.
It's one you'd definitely give away to the first nuff that asked for it. And you'd be happy.
It was real disgust from Brian when he saw it.
As soon as he saw it,
no. That's not on us. I don't want it.
Called a mop-off. Mop-off short kick to Sard. Sard able to run through the middle of the ground. Took a bounce. Never knows where he's going, but always works it out as he goes. Kick around the corner to McGovern. McGovern short ball perfect to Curnow. Point at the square, 70 metres out here for Charlie. Carlton starting to wind up. Not necessarily on the scoreboard, just in field play. Curnow goes deep, high, long, and all of those things.
Jeez.
Rushed over the boundary by Chris.
TDK having a shocker.
Yeah, terrible.
He cannot get near it.
He had a good little moment before with the follow-up and inside 50, but...
Should have marked that.
Great.
The ball is thrown in. The forward 50 here for the Blues. It carries the ruckman. Worked down by Hutchison. Jinby to Hunt. Hunt on the left. Just sort of skewers it into the middle of the ground. It's going to be Hollands.
Oh, good chase.
Allen chased
Great
down from behind. Absolutely brilliant.
Brilliant from a big man.
Yep. Big man got the little man. Doesn't often happen.
Should have asked for that, Harley Reid. That handball received. Terrible.
And he ran into a brick wall, and that's why Burns said he shouldn't have asked for it. And then he kicked the sloppy ball under pressure along the ground. Walsh mops it up, got it to Sard. Sard to Hewitt. He's a real composed character as Hewitt. He did a circle. Here comes Reid to make amends for what he did before. He was tackled on the logo, but not before they got the ball moving forward off Graham. Graham on the fly, run.
Oh, look at that.
Goes inside 50. Look at the ball. Picked up here. Scott goal has been missed by Hutchison, was it? No. Williams. That's Jack Williams.
Come on.
And he missed it badly.
Have to be better than that, Brian.
It's lucky to score in the end.
23-point lead, the Blues.
He was 25 metres out with no one anywhere near him, and basically did everything he could to miss the lot.
You see, a lot of players would have snapped that around the body. He decided to go the drop pun and shanked it.
Hewitt to Doherty.
Made in India, Brian, this footy.
He knew that, Brian. As soon as he saw it, he knew it.
Not a lot of Eastern grey kangaroos over in India, kangaroo leather.
They brought them in bulk. I believe there's bins full of them out there. Skips.
No wonder they're still there.
Here's Walsh for his third. Runs in and gets it.
Got it.
Sam Walsh putting on a clinic.
Wow.
At the Adelaide Oval. He has 3. And the Blues move to 7-11-53. West Coast 3-6-24. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Well, the West Coast just sit there and watch Sam Walsh just take this game away from him. He's absolutely dominating. 19 disposals, 4 clearances we've spoken about before. He's kicking at 75% above the AFL average. Metres gained 283, and he's kicked the 3 goals. So he's getting touches. They're not cheap touches down the back 50 or out in his own. He's hitting the scoreboard, pushing forward. Some sort of game and some sort of response as well, as we've mentioned a couple of times. Been questioned a little bit, his form throughout the 2025 season. I know he's got a pretty high standard, so we rank him on those, or rate him on those high standards, but Geez, this is a great response.
Yeah, Red Z lending stats, just 1 goal in his last 13 games. Sam Walsh, equal career high with the 3 today.
Cornsey might have been giving it to him as well. And
the corn.
Oh, the corn was
it could be wrong, but I think so.
You'd be right.
On one of those shows. Here's Doherty.
The furnace.
Come on, corn.
Up onto Hewitt, the hoppity go. Out wide. Here's Cottrell. Right at the point of the square. Over the top. They've got a chance to hit the scoreboard again. Mark has been taken by White.
Whitey.
And he says, steady down to everybody.
Well, last time he was having a set shot from about this distance down the river end, the other end. He lined up, took his time, and then just pulled one inside, which was a terrible decision. So let's hope he goes back and has a full set shot of this one.
Bernie going with river again rather than dam.
Oh, sorry, the water catchment.
After the halftime siren for White. 45 minutes. Oh, close to the man on the mark. And he's chipped a wedge.
What was that?
As a result of having to change action.
Oh, Whitey.
People that don't think through that, it's as basic elementary as you can possibly get in our game. 7-11-53 Carlton. They lead West Coast 3-6-24. That all adds up to a 29-point half-time margin. Hope you're enjoying it. The crowd here are. We love gather round. And from McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks halftime football.
That quarter, the Titanium Caravans. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks gather round.
hot water needs replacing? Go for one that's steady, hot and strong. Ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Seabus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong, long-term returns for after the final whistle. Seabus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Seabus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cash back on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus, receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you. T's and C's apply.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z. Backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Seabus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong, long-term returns for after the final whistle. Seabus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Seabus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cash back on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus, receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you. T's and C's apply.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z. Backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Seabus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong, long-term returns for after the final whistle. Seabus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Seabus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
M Sport. Uncover well-kept secrets with listeners' lineup of investigative podcasts. Download the free Listener app and search Uncover.
Hi there, it's Matt Layton with you. Carlton and West Coast are both desperate to break the drought, and they're battling it out right now in Adelaide. Blues coach Michael Voss thinks the vibes are still good in camp, even after that sluggish start to the season.
Players have been fantastic. Our leaders have led strongly throughout the week, and I think we're sort of taking the approach that it's an opportunity for us to be able to get away together. Obviously play against a side at Adelaide Oval and get a good win.
Rory McIlroy's lit up Augusta, firing back into the Masters race and breathing down Justin Rose's neck at 8 under. Jason Day is carrying Aussie hopes just 4 off the pace after round 2. And Kiwi Matt Payne's delivered a clean sweep at Taupo, leading all 37 laps for his first Supercars win in New Zealand.
The most unbelievable stories you've never heard.
Are you serious?
Sports Bizarre.
I'm quite exhausted.
Download the Listener app to listen for free.
Mostly sunny and a top of 34 at Adelaide Oval for gather round. It's half-time between Carlton and West Coast, with the Blues ahead by 29 points as Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M! Triple M rocks gather round.
Oh my God, we're back again. This halftime break for Specsavers Audiology. Rediscover the joy of everyday sounds with a Specsavers hearing expert today.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks football halftime, as you just heard, 29-point leaders, the Blues here, not overwhelmingly playing incredibly nice, proper football, but in front, 7-11-53, West Coast 3-6-24. Let's take a look at the stats first, Heath.
Yeah, for Red Z Landing, it's a smacking Carlton's way, plus 80 disposals, 82 marks in that half. That's their best return in a first half, I should say, in 14 years, plus 25 contested ball, double the inside 50s, 38-19. So they are smacking West Coast around the footy. Probably a lot to say that the margin should be greater than 29 points. Led by Sam Walsh, number 1 ranked player on the ground with his 19 disposals, 10 score involvements. He's had 14 in his first 4 games of the year, 10 to half-time today. Only George Hewitt has won more of the footy than him, 20 disposals, 10 score involvements to him as well. Adam Saar with the 15. For West Coast, Ryan Marrick down back, the only notable ball winner, only one with more than 10. He's got 14 touches to half-time.
Thank you, Heath. Bern, I know I've been on about this a bit today, but the over-magnification of the Sam Walsh form from a young player who's coming off injury in the late pre-season to not be playing well early in the year, and I could see he was building each game went by. Clearly, why is it that we still want to attack this sort of person? I just don't get it.
Well, we've got to talk about something, I suppose, don't we?
There's a lot of shows.
There is a lot of shows, and they dissect everything. They look up stats, and I think with Sam Walsh,
360 degrees, 45 degrees, 280, 180,
They
90.
look at it from every angle, Brian, you know that. But I just think Sam Walsh has created a standard, and it's an elite standard that people want to see week in, week out. And yes, he's had mixed up pre-season, coming off injury, and it's just taken him a little bit to get going. But I reckon this has been the absolute perfect response from himself and the team, because they're under all sorts of pressure today. Imagine if they had to come out here and dished up. You know, it was a bit ugly early, but they found a way to score. They only scored 46 points in total last week. I mean, at half-time today, 53 points already, and that, like he said, that should be a lot more. They've found a way to bugger a few shots up. Yes, it hasn't been pretty, but they're getting the job done, which is what they needed to do.
What I ask you, Brian, about that is some players cop it and some players, for whatever reason, don't.
Fly under the radar.
Yeah, and why is that? I mean, I know Walsh was a high draft pick. I'm with you. I've always been a big fan. I think he's...
and he's no harder worker, whether he's injured and trying to get back or whether he's playing his best footy.
I totally agree.
Pro.
I cannot fault him.
Some people had Carlton winning the flag. Like they were premiership favourites. So what happens, I think, there is, as well, they're zipping 4. Let's dissect Carlton a little bit. What are they doing wrong? Who's not playing well? And it just naturally goes that way.
Too many experts, JB.
Too many?
Something I've noticed about Gather Round, Burn, getting away from the footy for a moment. There's a lot of people wandering wandering around.
Yeah, they look a bit lost.
Aimlessly.
Yeah, lost.
And I'm figuring that there's not a lot to do in Adelaide, and there's not a lot of
Don't
things
go
to
down
look
that path, Brian.
So what would you do if you were advising JB and myself and we had a spare hour? What should we do in Adelaide?
And we probably need a little bit more than an hour, but
yes.
everyone speaks about the wineries, but the beaches, Brian, if you've got a bit more time, get over to the York Peninsula, you can go to the Fleurieu Peninsula, you've been to Victor Harbour down that way.
Good down there.
Brilliant down there. And there's
Very hard when you come for gather round and football to be in those places.
Well, I gave
any
you,
other
Brian,
time.
I gave you the name of a magnificent local pub.
Yes.
Called the Kentish Arms.
Which we booked for tomorrow.
Good.
And then cancelled upon going to McGill Estate instead.
Right.
Well, you've probably...
Is that a good cancellation?
Yeah, well, that's a good... Well, you can't get much better.
I'll tell you what, if you're going to McGill Estate, Bristol,
yep.
you need to be careful where you sit with weather like this.
Yes, exactly.
The sun just absolutely destroys the front of the sitting area.
Oh, he's in a... What are you...
You need to be out the back, Brian.
Private room, air conditioned. Yeah, okay.
You, Brian.
No wonder you've upgraded.
So, Bern, is there anything else you want to add to this game?
Well, I just think it hasn't been pretty, has it? It's been ugly, but the defence or the defence on the game has been very ordinary. I know you don't like talking about the pressure factor, but they are at world record lows of both teams.
Are you of a different opinion of the Blues after seeing them today than what you were before you saw them play today?
No, I'm still concerned about them.
Right.
I don't think they've shot the lights out today. Still plenty of mistakes. If they were playing a team that were a bit better than what West Coast have served up, a little bit better defensively, I still think they're in trouble, Brian.
Tell us about the other game, please, Heath.
Yeah.
Around the grounds.
Plenty going on in that game. North Melbourne were in front by 8 points. Gold Coast kicking the last two of the game. Ben King just kicking his fourth. Scores were level. That puts them in front by 6 points. 12-9, 81 to North Melbourne. 11-9, 75. 4 minutes left.
Looks like a good crowd there.
Yeah, it looks awesome. It looks full there, and it looks hot. We think it's hot here. It's probably even hotter there. A lot of fans, shirts off, jumpers only, just sweating it up in the stands there at the Barossa.
First game ever there at Barossa Park, and they've done a lot of work to that, the SA government getting that up and about, because that was just nothing before this.
My wife has lent on BC, our man, to get her out of the sun and into a part of this ground where she can access some shade.
With success,
he's been over-lent on this trip.
No, well, she's not even batted an eyelid.
Nah.
She's just gone, BC, get me to somewhere better on this ground to sit.
The thing with BC, our man here that shows us around the Adelaide Oval and is in charge of everything, is that he has been missing at nights, and I've worked out why.
Why?
Last year, he blew his budget.
Oh, I heard this.
It added up to 5
Yep.
years of budget, and I reckon he's not coming anymore because he doesn't want to be responsible for a shouting of the Triple M team.
Let me just explain further to that, Brian. Last night, full invoice. Not even a...
For you?
I was sitting there with 7 of Triple M's finest. Who do you reckon the invoice was?
Oh, you got the invoice.
Who else would have picked it up of the 7?
We're going to have to retract all comments.
Can we name names who was involved there?
You've never seen 6 other people
Scatter.
just evaporate quicker.
I can see them going now. There goes the two-man. He's
Two-man.
He's not allowed to back
gone.
in. Two-man.
Absolutely gone.
Abs has not let us.
No, Abs had already left by then.
Yeah.
She'd already left by then. So, yes, full tote.
Wow, that is a change
I was,
philosophy.
Don't
Things
worry,
have changed around here.
I was shocked when it landed.
This can't be us.
Something's wrong.
Let's face it, we're easily annoyed, and we are great shifters. We can change direction quickly.
Start mentioning someone else.
We can,
if we want.
we can.
The Amy Clanger, this is what it sounded like first half. Kai there to bring it to ground. Motlop scooped it up like it wasn't there. Kerno handball. Over handball to Williams. Over his head. And he actually handballed it through for a goal.
He handballed a goal.
It's a benign one, but it's one. 7-11-53. West Coast 3-6-24. It's a 29-point lead to Carlton.
Benign one.
And we are looking for the second half to get underway.
I think we're calling it well, Brian.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks football.
That halftime break for Specsavers Audiology. Rediscover the joy of everyday sounds with a Specsavers hearing expert today.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M Rocks Gather Round.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her, handsome, nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z, backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Cbus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong long-term returns for after the final whistle. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you. T's and C's apply.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her, handsome, nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z, backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Cbus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong long-term returns for after the final whistle. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you. T's and C's apply.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M! Triple M rocks gather round.
Oh my God, we're back again. This quarter for Beacon Trade. They've got the downlights, fans and switches. Whatever the project, they've got you covered. Beacon Trade. Let's make light work.
Saturday afternoon footy, no one else is doing it, so I'll bring us back in. Everyone's on their phone.
Oh, sorry, Bern.
Can't lead West Coast. How'd I go, Jim? Pretty good?
No, that's very good. I was looking at some video. My young bloke's playing for the Sandy Dragons against the Oakley Chargers. He just slotted a set shot.
Oh, nice.
It wasn't particularly hard. It looked like it was about 30 out, not much angle.
Still got to kick it.
Went through.
We've seen them being missed today.
Yes. Now, they're both sides heading back out hot here. Hot. And we've got a game about to start. When does that start, Ethan? At the Norwood Oval?
Yeah, immediately after this, West Coast, sorry, not West Coast, Bulldogs v Brisbane at Norwood. And then straight after that, once again, straight back here for Melbourne v Essendon around.
They're going to, just let you know, JB, they've got an hour and 30 minutes to turn this ground around. So at the completion of this game...
Everyone out?
Everyone has been asked to leave from every bar, nook and cranny. And you can imagine how hard that is. Everyone out in 1.5 hours. And then it's a new ticket to come back in. Last year, this was a double header. You got it on the one ticket. This year, 2 separate tickets required.
All right, a couple of late goals to Gold Coast. And 3/4 time, they are 19-point leaders over North as we get down to you, Abs.
Hello, guys. Sorry, I was just having a chat with Kleiny from the Herald Sun, who actually had a dream that he delivered my baby on Adelaide Oval. So let's hope that doesn't happen today. Jeez. But he just said as well, it looks as though Harry Mackay might have fractured a cheekbone. So interesting. If it's not concussion, it might be that. So there are lots to play out over the coming days for the Blues. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on Harley Reid. He burst onto the scene last year, as we know, a first-year player, but now after, I guess, some of the media attention and the hype that he's copped to start 2025, he's been utilised down back. 85% of game time there last week. He's back down there this week. So do you think that that's smart from Minnie McQualter and the coaching staff to, I don't know, really just try and settle him into the level at AFL?
Yeah, you tend to find a bit of the footy down back. He can take the kick-outs and get a bit of easy ball, and his numbers look a bit better because he has had big patches in games this season where he hasn't found the footy. So I suppose McWilder's just trying to get him in the game a little bit, get the ball in his hands. But geez, he gets spoken about a lot, doesn't he? He's one of those that they dissect a lot, Brian.
Yeah, he is. I've had the goggles on him while you've been watching him. He's the only one that's not in the group at the moment, wanting to hear what the skipper's got to say. He's hanging out the back.
Oh, he doesn't care?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just interested to watch what he's like in moments like this. And I'm really intrigued into what he's thinking at moments like this. I just saw the skipper come up to him and have a bit of a chat to him. I wondered what that conversation was about. And, you know, he's just not sure whether he's completely on board. I'm not convinced. But anyway.
he's got that look to him where he's got actions that prove that, or opening himself up to have that question asked about him. He's had the 8 disposals today, kicking at 67%.
But no dynamic sort of playing, is there? It's all sort of pretty line and length.
Well, as Ab said, he's been playing a little bit down back.
Do you think, as a young player, would he be happy about that?
Well, I think it's easier to find the footy across half-back than it is in the midfield sometimes, and we've seen him play a little bit forward. So that's just an opportunity to be able to link up, just use his X-factor, I suppose, off there and find a bit of the footy.
To Koning and Williams out of the middle. Walsh got the arms clear. Handball found Hunt. He got wrapped up. Baker for West Coast. A left foot ball to half forward. Sprayed it wide. Reid was out there. That's Archer Reid. How can you say that's insufficient? He was trying to find a player coming out of the forward half to mark the footy.
Hey, Carlton this year, Heath, I'll ask you a question without notice. They led at half-time, I reckon, of every game so far. No, they're not.
They are 4-0 in first halves this year. They have led at half-time and lost in every single game so far this season, of course, with a 29-point lead here today.
Surely not today.
On to Reid. Oldie but a goodie. Used it a few times. Ball goes forward. Mark taken by Farnham.
What have they scored in second halves? What's their average?
They're minus 110 points versus their opposition, so average lead of 13 points, more than double that they've trailed by in second half. So
Lion has a shot from goal from 15.
Not a good start for that stat here from West Coast, kicking the first one.
Heath can talk a bit, can't he? There is Flan. 15 metres out. Hill end of the ground, bends the knee, kicks the goal. Flan start for the West Coast Eagles, 4-6-30. Trailing the Blues in gettable range, 7-11-53. 23-point margin.
Geez, he kicked it high, didn't he?
Yeah.
He got close to the man on the mark again, Brian. We've seen that a lot of times today. I know he got away with it because he was only probably 20 metres out, but he got close to the man on the mark and sort of got under it, as you called it. He bent his knee when he had that set shot, so he popped it up really high, almost the top of the square. He's only 10 metres out, but interesting set shot. Does that put doubt through Carlton now, Brian, with a start like that?
It's got to.
Second halves. Minus 110, wasn't it?
Have a look at them. Lethargic. Look at them. They're like
aren't they? They're head down.
Just like it's been sucked out of them. Like there's nothing left, JB.
That was Harley Reid streaming through to get it to the flyer, so that's a good sign. As Cripps to Walsh, back to Cripps. Little fumble, and he just pushes the man in front of him, haul off. But they've coughed the footy up in the middle of the ground. Sard's got to go back and find it. Ball up.
It's a bit of a jittery start to this second half in Carlton. No doubt they'd have it in the back of their minds.
Williams into the path of Sard. Baker there as well. Haynes dispossessed. Liam, fly and run. Fly and run. Has missed.
He's got to kick that.
Has missed with the round-the-body snapper.
No.
Carlton player down at centre forward too. Sardi, I think.
Sard in that tackle. It's a big tackle from Graham, I reckon it was.
He might also be missing a bit of oxygen. So a golden opportunity.
Yeah. 2 in a row that would have been, and the doubt that puts through Carlton.
What are we waiting for here? The umpire's taken the ball. For what reason?
Well, Baker was the tackler that tackled him down. Well, I don't know. He's just winded, isn't he?
Waiting for the trainers to leave the ground from a guy that's up and perfect.
Keep the game going.
This is nonsense. This is everyone's a winner. Give them a ribbon attitude.
That's what they're doing at school. My lad had sports day the other day, Brian, and there was no winners.
Tell him to take it back and only accept the first, second or third ribbon.
There was none.
I was worried back a few years ago when they started to bring in fourth. Fourth place got a ribbon and it worried me.
What colour was the fourth place?
White. I didn't possibly think it could get out of control from there.
There's only 8 in the race, isn't there?
Unbelievable. Here's Doherty. Little handball here, gobbled up by Hall.
Fourth. I've never seen fourth.
No. Started issuing fourth.
Well, at least there was a first, second and third.
Be sure to throw it up. Taking a little bit of
They are waiting for a lot of things these days, aren't they? Just throwing up.
Just,
let the trainers be out there. They'll get out of the way.
I've just about had enough of that rule, JB. I'm all for it on serious injuries, stretches or concussions or something where the player doesn't get up. But beyond that...
Broken leg.
Man's name's Clay, by the way. Clay Hall.
It's not good.
Not able to keep it in. Actually did well. Slapped it into the Doherty. Now Chera outside 50. Goes into the pocket. The kick was way too strong. Dribbles out of play to be thrown in very deep.
It's a conversation that's hard to imagine, JB. You're sitting in hospital. You just had a baby. Yeah, Dale, what would you like to call it? Clay.
Clay.
Get way back, guys.
Yeah, I like to give my son's name Clay.
Yeah.
He's from Harvey, Brunswick. We're just down that same part of town we were talking about.
Yeah, beautiful.
Good soil, Clay.
Yep. And it's on the ground just outside this goal square here for Carlton. Cripps has it held in. In fact, it was Brock. And we're going to have a ball up, as you heard.
Roland Garros here at the moment.
Roland Garros. Clay?
Yeah, it's similar to that.
Sorry, Patrick.
Harvey Beef comes from down there as well. It's the food plate of WA. Cripps, it'll snap at goal, missed. On the score, all of the goal umpires wearing sunnies here today. 7-11-53 Carlton, 4-7-31 the West Coast Eagles here.
It's 7-12 now, Bristol.
What's that, JB?
I think now 7-12. They've added to that tally behind.
Yes, well they have.
They're inaccurate. The Blues kick towards Owies, and he was able to get the handball to Oscar Allen, who's trying to dispose of the ball. There is Clay. Over the top, found Graham. Now Duggan. Here's Collin by Williams. Holding the ball. Half forward for the Blues. Zach Williams.
Play on, no 15.
That's not far enough, so Doherty will give it back to Williams. Inside 50 he goes. Cripps just beyond him. And Durden is taken over the line by Harley Reid.
So Reid there. Just a little slinger at the end. We've got a boundary throw in deep in the Blues attack zone here. A lot of murmuring going on because a lot of supporters at these games aren't necessarily entrenched with supporting either side. They're just here for a look-see. Handball by Baker over the top, and that's fair enough. We love them coming. Doherty goes wide. Hewitt, little one along the ground to Koning's, looked out of form today, there's no doubt about it. Little kick here from West Coast to centre wing. Up goes McGovern with one hand. Haynes got to centre the ball and he does run straight through it. Chisler, nice kick. Mark drops in the end though. Play on calls the umpire. Was it a dangerous slinging tackle? No, it wasn't. Who was it? Lordy, I reckon.
Lord, yep.
Yeah, he dropped that footy and he gets up and whacks his hands and says, boy, I need to mark that one next time.
Around the ground, Zeith.
Yeah, Sun's starting to roll. 26 points they lead by over North Melbourne last 5 of the game.
Dewar coming through, but he coughed it up. Durden on the left. Misses. Across the face. 7-13, 55 Carlton. 4-7-31 West Coast.
It's not instinctive give football from Carlton at the moment, JB. That component is definitely missing. And to be fair, Bern, it doesn't come until you get real good, I guess. Encourage, good performance encourages to give.
Geez, they got getting some looks though. Inside 50s, 41 to Carlton, 21 to West Coast.
Always good to be a giver. Duggan, wide, finds Waterman. Waterman marks right in front of the bench. Gets around.
Good
McGovern tried to and got caught. The claw come out and said, you ain't going anywhere.
It's a good tackle.
It was from McGovern.
He had momentum.
Beautiful kick to centre half forward, and the marker's taken by Lord. Gets up, 55 out, chipping ball. Carlton are going to get a set shot. Fogarty takes the mark. 35 to 40 metres out on a tough angle for Fogarty.
Yeah, big tackle there from McGovern. You can see him sucking him in now, but he sort of gave it away what he was trying to do, Waterman. He got way too close to the man on the mark, which was McGovern. You could just see him scripted it.
Inside left goalpost.
Tyrell, stay out.
Here for Fogarty. Kick on the way, goes the other way, drags it across the face, and he kicks a beautiful goal. It's desperately needed. West Coast were on a minor challenge. 8-13-61 to West Coast 4-7-31. It's a 30-point lead. I think that's the biggest margin of the game, Heath.
Yeah, game high lead.
There's a nice finish, Brian. And we see here this tackle again. Waterman just sort of gave away what he was trying to do. You can see he's making out, he's going to kick, and then, he tried to burst through it. Tough to stick those tackles when you're on the mark. It's a big tackle from McGovern because all the momentum was with Waterman. 9 times out of 10, he would have broken that, being a big, powerful man.
Ab, to you.
You can see that the conditions are really starting to smack the players in the face now. Lots of heads on hands, or hands on heads, I should say, and hands on hips. It is very hot as we know around Adelaide, so middle of the third term, definitely starting to affect the players.
Thank you, Abby. It is. It's unseasonally hot.
Cricket weather.
Yep. As the bounce of the ball favours De Koning, and the umpire's going to do it again.
Thanks, Tom. Back here again.
Just chatting away, the umpire. Now he throws it up. De Koning jumps into Williams, hooks it to the back. Hewitt on the ground, gets claimed.
Just thinking, when it's set up for cricket, we're sitting in the member stand, JB, up the top.
Yep.
The old Sackerfarts that run the game here downstairs, do they have anything to say to you when you come off the ground as a batsman that just got out? Are they any contact with you guys at all?
Not in my time, anyway. The committee, if you made none, they just gave you a very wide berth.
Right.
Basically, you didn't exist.
You would have got that a bit then?
And then, so I didn't actually get to meet any of them.
We were setting it up.
Never spoke to a person.
Wrong person to ask, Brian.
Oh, that should have been Mark Pokinby.
We'll ask Greg Blewett, who actually made a few edits.
Ball stays in.
Oh, no.
And we're going to get Marek handing it back to the ump.
Tom, Bailey, it's in here.
Louis was pretty good. So we've got a ball up here, half forward. De Koning trying to get himself into the game. Took it out of the ruck, little kick along the ground inside. Ginby ran over the top of it. Motlop went back. Gee, there was a head clash then.
There was.
And I think it might have been Brock, but he's okay.
It's Andy.
And we'll have a ball up. Motlop was hard at it too. Baker's on the bottom. It's 20 metres out from the Blues' goal mouth here at the swamp end of the ground. Up goes De Koning. Knocked down for Hewitt. Tried to run it over the line. Missed it, West Coast. Kept it alive. Fogarty puts it to the top of the square. Walsh went up. He had support from Curnow, who opened the door for him. Hunt's kick out of defence went straight down the throat of Cottrell, and Cottrell's marked 45 metres out.
That's a poor D50 exit kick there from Jaden Hunt. At worst, I know you're under pressure a lot of the times when you win the footy back in D50, but you've got to give that ball some height. Give your teammates up the ground a little bit of an opportunity to get there. When you kick those flat snaps around the body, quite often the numbers from the opposition are just waiting there to mark it like Cottrell was.
So Cottrell's going to have to kick this in excess of 50. Kick on the way. Looks pretty damn good. Coming back nice, not enough, minor score. So 62 plays 31 for the Blues. Let's go around the grounds for Choice Hotels.
Yeah, Gold Coast with another goal there. Jack Darling, the one before that. 26 points they lead by 15 minutes left in the last quarter.
Imagine if the Blues had kicked straight in this game.
They should be absolutely dominating. Some of these
70, 80 points up.
Some of these numbers on the Reds' edge, it's got the smell of it should be 80 points already.
Yep. As Waterman has it. Ferociously waving his arms around, Jake, and then just goes with the predictable long one down the line that's easily gobbled up by Silvani.
Yeah, just blame everyone else, Jake.
Yeah, not sure what he was on about.
Play on.
Switches on, Haynes. Doherty further to the outer side. He'll use him up. And now Further afield is Fogarty all on his own. It won't get to him. Well, it will now. Chera drops it into his hands. Wing half forward. He came flying right. He came flying from nowhere. A magnificent tackle.
It was indeed. He plays on now with a kick to Baker. Baker marks and goes outside very, very wide to Graham. Graham stops, props, now plays on from the boundary line. High ball inside 50s. He goes past Bespoke, off the Wiedering hand. It still the ground, picks up a little handball here to Doherty.
That's up to 6.
The Blues recover it. The kick is iffy. Fogarty had to make it work with a nice mark over the top. Plays on with the handball back to McGovern. McGovern through centre half back. Beautiful kick to Durden. Not much between Durden and the goal. Little kick there waiting for Motlop. Spoil was brilliant. West Coast can breathe a moment.
Yeah, well done, Harry Edwards.
He did really well, Edwards. They get it back through Jinby. He goes to ground. It's picked up by Brady Hoff, and now Marrick coughs it up straight to Chera. 70 from home, Adam Chera.
Play on. End zone.
Goes looking for Curnow, who gets rid of Edwards and takes a really good contested mark, 20 out.
They just manhandled him, didn't he, Curnow? He had the sit, which helped. Just threw him out of the way with strength.
David, need you out. Play on.
Round the body. No problems there. Second of the day for Charlie Curnow. And the Blues bust this lead out to 37 points.
He's been pretty good, hasn't he, today, Curnow? I've seen him right up the ground at stages. He's really trying to outwork his opponent in Harry Edwards, quite often getting the ball right up on the wing, even into the defensive half of the ground for Carlton. But he's such a beautiful field kick. He's one of those key forwards that you just love the ball in the hand up the field as well. But kicked his second goal now. A lot of people thinking he was going to fill his boots up today against West Coast. Still could, by the way.
He's playing on Edwards down there, and Edwards, I'm just watching the body language. It's almost like Edwards is playing on his hero, and he sort of
don't want to hurt him.
Yeah, it's like he's really good, and I'm not quite as good as him yet, but I will be one day, sort of thing.
Just the little tap on the back, and well done, mate.
Yeah, so just whack him, mate. Don't worry about it.
Just whack him, Brian.
Yeah, that was Brian's modus operandi.
Just whack him.
Don't admire him later.
Okay.
Ball up here in the middle of the ground. Cripps saying, I'll do the ruck work, thanks. Got outmanoeuvred. Ball knocked down the path of Hutchison. Comes back here now, and they go forward once again. West Coast, good-looking ball. Great ball. Good hands by Waterman. Waterman takes the mark.
Been getting a bit of the footy, hasn't he, the last sort of 5 or 10 minutes, Waterman? Been very animated when he's got the footy, but good, nice bit of play there from West Coast. Centre bounce clearance, and then a nice little inside 50, and haven't seen too many nice inside 50s from West Coast, just the 23 so far.
Fox there with last night's drone shot, nice and high, can't see the colours. Here we go with Waterman.
He's got a few people in his sights today, Brian.
I like it.
Yeah,
it's good.
Not happy.
48 metres out, old scoreboard end of the ground, Waterman here, to keep them alive. Otherwise it could be a long day. It's offline by a fair way and through for a minor score in the end. So 32 plays 68 in favour of Blues. Let's go around the grounds once again for Choice Hotel.
Yeah, still all Gold Coast in that game. 16-12, 108 to North Melbourne, 12-9, 81.
As McGovern can he bring it back into the members' side? No, he's just got to thump it. Big, long drop punt to the wing. Curnow's there. Edwards is there as well. Curnow, slicing run to half forward. The kick had too much on it.
Stand.
And the Eagles through Hoff is at half back and steer it. Firstly looking to the members' side and then to the outer side with a good ball to Owies.
Stand. Play on.
And Owies can drop a short one to Graham, who spilt the mark but goes around the body. And the Eagles get to half forward. They've got a player available inside forward 50. I reckon it's Tommy Gross. And he can take a shot on goal. It's a very tight angle. Eddie Betts' pocket.
They did that pretty well then, West Coast. Carlton had a lot of numbers back inside their D50, but just kept using the lower target, just a little short, right on 15 or 20 metre kicks, and just kept hitting the free up, which took all the spare frees that Carlton had sitting inside D50 out of the play.
Gross going for the drop punt with a very acute angle. Looks good.
Jeez, that looks good.
That looks good.
Oh.
Just touched on the line, through for a behind.
Oh, they're going to check it.
Yep.
Very good effort.
Yeah,
no matter what the...
I believe it's behind, so I want to make sure it's
I think it's a behind.
Umpire's call is touch behind. Please confirm.
Review underway.
Oh, it's very close, but yeah, just touched right on the line. So obviously the ball...
Review complete. Looking at this angle, we can see the ball is touched before crossing the back of the goal line. Decision on scoreboard.
So the full ball has to be over the line to be a goal, but touched right on the line. So very good effort from where he kicked it from, though. Right, basically standing on the hill when he kicked that.
Bob Jane T. Marks out.
West Coast have rolled the dice on their sub. It is tactical. Jack Williams comes out. Hamish Davis goes in for game number 2.
Right,
Hamish Davis.
Yep, another one coming in.
Play on.
You wonder how they can develop all these young kids at once, West Coast. It is amazing, JB, to see them. It's hard to see light at the end of the tunnel, isn't it?
Yep.
For what they've got at the moment, but obviously they've got belief in what they're doing.
Cribs.
Yeah, it is a long way back from here.
Boundary throw in here, half forward for West Coast. Knocking the ball down there is DeConing. Chera got a face full of headbutt, accidental. Little one flicked out the back door to Hall. Handball through, gobbled up by Hollins. He was knocked over there by Gross. Gave the little handball and caught once again, but we'll have another ball up on the edge of half forward.
Hamish Davis, I've just been told, is a Claremont boy, so it would be nice and hard, Brian.
There we go.
They build them tough there, as you know.
No, he won't.
He'll the old Claremont handshake.
Got uncontested possessions.
He will be tough and hard. Look at that. Just confronting the ball carrier with ferocity.
I think that was an accident.
Put on the line.
Harley Reid with the ball right in front of Abs.
How many did you kick there for Claremont?
9.
9.
Against West Perth.
What
Basil Zemplis.
What level, Jake?
He was my direct opponent as Harley Reid, long ball. Inside forward, 50.
Social game or something?
Flying Ryan! Front and centre, snaps and misses.
Celebrity day.
Oh, celebrity day.
Reserves.
Like a charity match or something.
Reserves, just 9. That's all, Burn.
Over 40s or something.
What was that? Little League. Oh, half time.
The NAB Oz kick. Actually, my lad Harvey played on Thursday night, the Oz kick.
Silvani, did he?
It wasn't Basil's finest day, let's put it that way.
That's not what it used to be. But Basil, he was a West Perth player.
West Perth, yep.
Play on.
Out there.
Me too.
As now DeConing goes down the line. High footy, Curnow is able to manoeuvre his man under the footy and take a chest mark.
Stand, play on.
Got the little handball for Walsh, ignored him. Kick goes out and finds Sard. 55 metres, Walsh calling again, didn't get it, had Ginby right on his tail. Sard waiting, short kick, not the required journey, play on. Comes to Walsh, turns around, right foot off the insider, slider, punch through or towards the boundary line here for West Coast, and a boundary throw in deep in the Blues attack zone.
Yeah, just going this game at the minute.
Yeah, needs something to happen.
Rocks.
JB spent most of his time down Bayview Terrace in Claremont, which is the latte scene.
He's a more latte man.
It was very nice down there. The Claremont Hotel still goes beautifully. Handball finds Hutchison. There is Davis. Gets it to Ginby. And Ginby kicks it out the full. Hasn't that a great day, Rube?
That was a drop punt that went 15 rows back out in the full.
Yeah.
With not a lot of pressure on the footy.
Into the people.
I don't know how he's done that.
So I don't know what you can really take out of this from a Carlton point of view, because the other mob are a long way off.
Only one thing if it happens, JB, and that is the 4 points. That is all they can take.
So Hollins to the top of the square. Cripps
That's too easy.
got rid of Marek. He took a pretty simple mark in the end. 20-15 out directly in front.
I'll tell you, there's a couple of Carlton players lining up for that one.
No one's even on the mark.
Oh, that's poor.
They haven't even bothered to be on the mark.
Nah, that's
and he just walked in and kicked it through at about 10 metres off the ground. So he took the piss in the end.
That's
10-14 to
stinker.
14.
That's a stinker, isn't it?
That's as bad a look as you can get in today's game as a team or as a whole. That's just standing for nothing.
Yep.
Which is, you don't say that too often about a club. I know we don't kick clubs when they're down, but to have 3 people here on the mark, we're looking on the Harvey Norman replay. Cripps, you never know. You push him back off the mark.
Yeah,
he's still 12 metres out. You've got to kick it from probably 15 metres. He's never probably going to miss that, but to not stand the mark and all just walk off and him look around and go, oh, just walk in and just chip it over the line, that's a really, really bad look. It's actually embarrassing.
Very bad look. Let's go around the grounds for Choice Hotels.
Yeah, Gold Coast on a roll. 41-point leaders. 18-14, 122 to North Melbourne, 12-9-81 halfway through the last.
Since they can score quick, the Gold Coast. It's North Melbourne were up by 8 points about 5 minutes ago, it felt like.
So does that mean they are undefeated?
Gold Coast undefeated this season.
4-0.
Wow. Incredible stuff there. Gold Coast getting away. Here's Hunt. Was tackled and had to dribble the ball towards the bench. Umpire calls play on. And
High contact.
high contact, as you can hear. Sam Walsh.
Walsh.
How many has he had in this quarter, do you know? Because he had a great first half, Sam Walsh.
Yeah, 19 in the first half. This will be the 7th for the term. 26 all up with his 3 goals.
Still going good then. Sard with a little poking ball to Haynes by foot. Haynes tries to get around, but in the end, handball to Doherty. Doherty looking for Motlop. De Koning got in the way and gave it to Motlop with a little handball. Motlop out wide.
Oh,
no. An opportunity here, Fogarty.
Got it to Chera by hand. Short to Hollins. He can run in and kick a goal if he wants. Instead of that, he gets on the lead into the pocket. Durden. And Durden, hard against the boundary line, will, if he wishes,
You'd almost
go with an outside of the boot.
You'd almost rather Hollins running in. He had a bit more time and space to run in. He's certainly on a better angle and probably kick it from about the same distance. You should have had a shot.
Durden does have a shot and kicks a magnificent goal.
I'll take that back.
No daylight. He's got 3. Weird ass celebration with the sliding of the hand.
What is that?
I don't understand.
Geez, they're getting around him. What's happened here?
Well, he's kicked his 3rd.
Coming from everywhere.
That sausage roll I've had's just come back in a burping formation.
I've had a pasty as well. I'm feeling the same.
It's not helping me, Brian.
Oh, well, imagine if you mixed it with chocolate.
Oh, I haven't done that.
I have as well.
80 plays 34. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Geez, that's a good set shot. That's a tough angle, and he went the traditional drop punt, so everything had to go right. Slotted it through nicely, but getting some reward for effort now, Carlton. They've been the dominant side all day. Probably should be a lot more. What is it, 46 points at the moment. Feels like an 80-point game already, it should be, but they just haven't been able to convert, so good to see them getting some reward now.
Kicked the last 4 here, Carlton, in this game. Perfect bounce by the umpire to get it back underway. De Koning, perfection as well down to Motlop. Motlop with a beautiful little left foot slicer around the corner, though didn't reach the target he intended. Got to go, Cripps. Duggan beat him to the footy, but Cripps comes out with the footy. How about that? Oh, goodness gracious. Kemp. Handball at his feet, couldn't win it. Harley Reid did. Got it to Williams. Williams handballs off, and once again they go. Gross might have been. His handball was passing, intercepted by Hewitt. Hewitt gave it to Sard. Sard around the corner. Kemp's got to go. It was knocked away from him. Walsh is the front and centre. Gave the handball when he really probably shouldn't have. And now West Coast can get away at centre half back.
Well, it's a man called Clay. They spit it out to Baker. Baker to Duggan. Duggan kicks into the man standing in front of him in McGovern. Now Sard. Handball. Finds Lord. He goes long inside forward 50. Kemp at the back doesn't get to him. Marek now with a ground ball to win. Williams is with him. Motlop gets the handball receive. Durden's got 3. He coughs it by hand up to Hollins. Hollins runs a little arc and then that's way too easy. Although the kick carried Cottrell. Kerno with a fight in his hands. Edwards gets it to Dewar. And they go now back in the Harley Reid direction. And he'll get a free kick.
Advantage paid, so Hunt goes.
They're out of here.
Handball to Baker. Baker to handball and back to Hunt. Hunt streaming inside to Flan Ryan. He takes the mark, 48 metres out. Flying's going to send it off and square the ball up. Carlton can't defend that. The mark is taken. And it'll be a West Coast set shot at goal.
Matty Owies.
And it is Matty Owies.
Against his old side. You take that, don't you? A mark inside forward 50, but they should have had a deeper mark inside 50. I like the option I think was it Allen in going back, or Williams? I think it was Williams going back to goal. I like that kick to the top of the square. Got to kick it still from about 45 here, Owies.
3 minutes to go in the quarter here. It's been a strong one. 4 goals collected in it for the Blues. This to try and get a little bit back here. Owies, the former Carlton sharpshooter, has dragged it left badly. Had a bit of sidewinder. 11-14-80 Carlton, 4-11-35 West Coast on the Triple M scoreboard. The Triple M Beacon tradie scoreboard.
2 minutes and 48 seconds remain in this third term. Hard to believe there's a whole nother quarter. McGovern.
Is there?
It's one of those ones where you sort of you can't believe it's got to happen. Hewitt. Just trade uncontested marks in the back half. McGovern then bites off the big one through the middle. Lord came at the footy nicely.
Stand. Play on. Me.
Hollands on the wing. It's about 5 uncontested marks in a row. Goes to Haynes. Over the top, Cripps. Cripps the handball to Cottrell. Just inside 50, Cottrell. That's way too easy. Landed it straight into the guts of Will White. And he's about 30 out, no angle.
Well, we had a perfect angle of that kick where he entered inside 50, Cottrell, and he was always going to pull it across his body, but he probably had 3 options he could have kicked to. Really poor defending again from West Coast. The couple of set shots he's had, though, he's got a little bit close to the man on the mark, so let's hope he doesn't do that again.
So Will White,
that's better,
on the left, strokes it.
Still didn't kick it.
Bore behind. 11-15-81 to 4-11-35.
Duggan plays on from full back to himself and then kicks it as far away as he can. Waterman flies off hands beautifully, was Flan Ryan. Got it to Baker. Baker to Waterman. Waterman, lovely handball off balance. Did really well to get it to Hall. Hall on the left boot. Lovely kick around the corner. And Cripps has taken the mark 48 out directly in front.
The goal square. Hurry up and get Cripper.
Come on, Cripper.
There's still someone on their own in there.
He had 3 calling for it and he didn't attempt any of them.
That is the biggest burn I've ever seen.
And he's now kicking from outside 50.
He had 3. It was 3v1 inside 50. One of them was standing in the goal square for about a minute on his own.
He'd want to be Severio Rocker style.
What to make the distance.
52
no!
It slid off the outside of the boot and
that?
covers barely about 25 metres. It was an absolute shocker. Players converge. Walsh. Handball. In trouble here, the Blues. High tackle. No, goes against Silvani, holding the ball. It was a quick decision. And the free kick will go the way here of Owies, I think.
Yes.
So Owies on the boundary, deep in the pocket here, only 20 metres out.
Yeah, he went to fend off Silvani. He went to fend off and dropped the ball in the tackle, so it's holding the ball.
He's getting everything in place.
Good.
And he's wondering whether he's going to run around the left, right foot banana or right foot drop punt.
He's flicked both legs, he's stretched both arms, oh no, now he can't.
Right foot banana it is from the boundary line. He has missed. 4 goals, 12-36 West Coast to 11-15-81 Carlton.
Can't be another quarter, can there?
That's a 40.
I reckon we call it. Is there another game we're going to?
Point lead. Quickly around the grounds.
Gold Coast 46 points in front, although North Melbourne have just hit back. 40 points the margin there. Jai Simpson kicking his second. Straight after this, Western Bulldogs beat Brisbane Norwood.
Same deal here for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water Triple M Rocks football.
That quarter for Beacon Trade. They've got the downlights, fans and switches. Whatever the project, they've got you covered. Beacon Trade. Let's make life work.
For McDonald's,
Triple M Rocks Gather Round.
a Minecraft movie meal has arrived at Macca's with one of 6 collectible toys.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z. Backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, It's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Seabus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong, long-term returns for after the final whistle. Seabus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Seabus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus, receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z, backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Seabus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong, long-term returns for after the final whistle. Seabus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Seabus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus, receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z, backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M! Triple M Rocks Gather Round.
Oh my God, we're back again this quarter for Titanium Caravans. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks football, three-quarter time here at the Adelaide Oval. And it is a 46-point differential in favour of the Blues. 11-15-81 to West Coast, 4-12-36. Let's get the Red Z lending stats, please, Heath.
Yeah, this is a mauling as far as the numbers are concerned. Double the inside 50s, as Burns been saying. Plus 40 contested ball are the Blues. Their club record is plus 54. All-time is plus 62. So that's among where they're heading so far in this game. Sam Welsh, 28 touches, 3 goals, number 1 ranked. George Hewitt not far behind him with his 27 disposals.
Bob Jane T-Marts, Abs, what do you got for us?
Yeah, both sides finding the shade during their three-quarter time huddles right in front of me up against the boundary line here at Adelaide Oval. Plenty of pickle juice getting thrown around as well, as you can imagine with this heat. But West Coast making their sub during that third term. Jack Williams out. It was a tactical decision. Hamish Davis is the fresh legs coming in, and he is a big lad. You guys spoke about him, a Claremont boy.
Yes.
He's 190 centimetres, so you put him up against somebody like Paddy Cripps. Cripps obviously has him covered by 5 centimetres, but he is a big boy, so fresh legs in this fourth quarter.
What amazes me is what Ab just said. Both teams have come over to the boundary line in the shade of the stand, but also the umpires have. And that is unusual because they're subject to abuse, unfortunately, and not one security guard inside, which I think it's good for our game that we can say that they're safe even in that environment, but it is unusual. Byrne, what do you make of the game?
It's been a bit of an ordinary one to watch. There hadn't been a lot of defence on the game. Both teams really transitioning through the middle of the ground. There's been some really laxy-daisy efforts from West Coast. When I'm talking defensively, there was Paddy Cripps at the top of the goal square, just had no one even stand the mark. They look a bit disinterested, the West Coast players, which is concerning for Minnie McWalter, who's trying to coach this team. Saw Oscar Allen head down to the rooms again. He's, Ab said he was throwing up during that first term, so that's not a good sign either, but they just got to show a bit of fight here. That would have been the message at three-quarter time from McWalter. Just try and win the quarter. Try and get some contest back. Plus 40 in contested possessions is an absolute rout at three-quarter time. That game hasn't even finished yet, so even though it feels like to us it probably should have, inside 50s, 54 to 27, it's just reeks of probably a 100-point win, even though Carlton have butchered a few opportunities going forward.
I'll just remind everyone, JB, at the end of this game, everyone out of the stadium.
Yes.
An hour and a half to turn the game around. Restock it with all the juices and pies and stuff we consume. Back on for another one tonight.
How are they going to do it? Do you reckon they'll do
I
it?
don't know.
Because last year what they did is everyone could stay in for the day. You could go to both, but
I'm not sure how they're going to. I'm not sure how they plan to do it.
do you know this is an unbelievable crowd what they've got for two teams, obviously not being from Adelaide. I wonder tonight. You reckon tonight will be the same thing, Brian?
Who's playing tonight?
Well, Melbourne Essendon are here tonight.
Good crowd, similar crowd.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good
Around
weather,
the ground,
that helps.
Heath?
Yeah, hard to think North Melbourne were leading with 20 minutes gone in the third quarter. Gold Coast have won by 52 points.
What?
21-15, 141. North Melbourne 13-11-89.
Geez, they're giving up some score, North Melbourne. Another 141 points. I reckon have they given up the most on average to opposition, North Melbourne?
I believe so, Burn.
Not able to defend well enough, which is a worry.
But they're scoring.
They are scoring,
Jim, which is a good sign.
Just not defending.
You've probably got to do both, don't you?
You probably do, yeah. Share it. And Cottrell has it. We'll give it to Hewitt. Blues going to the northern end in this final term. Hewitt drills a low one in. Reid went past the footy. The Blues now looking for Cripps. He gets it thumped away from him, and a high free will go the way of the West Coast Eagles. It looks like it's Tommy Gross.
Options in the Carlton forward end, Burn. It boils down to Curnow, and there's not a lot else, is there?
Nah. Well, Mackay obviously subbed out early in this game. He was returning. It's the first game that those two have played together this year. So, that's been the Twin Towers, hasn't it, up there for Carlton. But the Smalls, Durden's been involved in a few scores. It's been dangerous up there.
Look at Collingwood last night, and every one of their forwards does it differently. They're all different.
Different dynamic, haven't they? All of them. And none of them are real dominant forwards, are they? Even Mychek's just just a workhorse forward.
Jaden Hunt with a kick here to Waterman. Waterman had it punched away by Silvani. Sard able to get onto the crumb and send it out wide to Williams, who took a nice mark. Zach Williams. Short little kick, finds Walsh. Walsh right on 50, plays on. Beautiful kick from Walsh to Cottrell. And Cottrell marks 40 out.
But how easy is that option? Like, from a West Coast perspective, he's just standing all on his own, 40 metres out, directly in front. That's just poor defending. And he's someone's man. Someone's got to stand him. Even now, McGovern just running around the back with no one even caring about a handball receive.
So Cottrell now starts his approach at the corner of the centre square. Man on the marks at 40 metres out. To the hill stand end of the ground. Cottrell comes in. This one's to the right, and it's a minor score as well. So 11 goals, 16, 82 to West Coast, 4-12-36.
The other thing out of that game in the Barossa,
North Gold Coast,
is Matt Rowell is putting a hell of a season together. I think that's another best on. Heath is what I'm hearing, or close to.
That'll be 3 of 4, I reckon. He was a bit quiet against Adelaide, I reckon, last week, but he had 36 and 30-something before that too.
Yeah, Reds today, 26 disposals, 14 score involvements and a goal for Matt Rowell, so arguably best on again.
It's going to be hard to stop. Around the body go the West Coast Eagles.
And they're going to win a lot of games too, which helps with votes, Jim.
Straight to Matty Carroll. Just chops it a bit by foot the first game, where he does everything else pretty well.
Got a really nice kicking action. I suppose all left footers do look a bit that way, but has butchered it a bit.
De Koning to Silvani across half back. Cripps comes in.
Did well.
And he should just give it to the flyer.
Come on.
Instead of that, he goes over the top.
Oh, no.
And the ball sits on its end, and
bounce.
Waterman cannot get back onto it. Just give it to Flan Ryan.
Just give it to
Ryan,
him.
goodness sake, here's Sard going out wide. Hollands able to retrieve here, although the ball was knocked away by Baker before it got to Walsh. Baker able to get it back here. Graham, little handball, out of trouble, smother, brilliant Hollands off the boot. Fantastic, because that ball was going deep inside 50. And now it's on the wing.
I just got a text message, Brian. Now, you know, a lot of people listen to our call because we're the number one call out there. Did you come up with that call before about the Collingwood forward line, or did you hear that?
No, that was Mark Rasciuto.
You sure?
Was it Rasciuto?
What did he say?
Joey Montagna.
Joey Montagna,
Sorry,
right,
okay.
I thought, geez, Brian, you are really paying attention to the teams this year.
A little yeah, I know. I was almost going to tell you it was from Rue, but I thought...
Oh, you thought you'd just leave that bit out?
He didn't deserve that credit.
Rue would have come up with that.
Whereas Joey is off first crack.
Yeah, he's on that.
That comes on before second crack. Back crack, front crack. He's in the middle of the crackers.
Back crack.
Yes. Joey's a very smart man.
Here he is.
Fly run. 30 out salute. The Flyers got his second.
What did Brian say? Or what did Joey say?
The Collingwood forward line, they all bring something different. They've got a different dynamic, every one of them.
And you know what? When he said it last night, I saw him write it in his phone.
Did he?
I thought he's taken this to first crack.
Oh, he will.
Right.
You watch.
Yeah.
Actually, there's no first crack this Sunday, I think he was telling me.
Well, maybe a front crack. I don't know, but one of them.
Monday crack.
Yes.
Yeah, Monday crack.
Yeah, one of the... And so I knew it was on, and I'll be interested to see now that we've done it to death. He still goes with it.
Yeah.
I have a view that, and we saw it before, if you're a middle-of-the-road Caucasian AFL footballer and you've got an electric Indigenous footballer next to you, give them the ball no matter what the circumstance is, always.
Just give them... They'll entertain you somehow.
Somehow. Flying Ryan flying past, I don't know who the player was, just hand him the ball.
Was it Cripps?
It might have been Cripps.
Didn't give it to him.
Set the ground. I always used to say that with Daniel Wells at North. Just hand the ball to him and then get out of his way.
Geez, he was a player, Daniel Wells. Just love watching him.
Just bloody, they're just so much better. Silky. They give it to him.
Silky.
All right, we've got to set the ground. So now we've got Williams, the ruckman. Chera comes off the line nicely. Handballs it back to TDK. He goes inside 50 with a drop punt that hits the deck. Edwards is taken to ground carefully and a ball up.
Kuno's ragdolled him quite a bit today.
Yeah, he has thrown him around a bit. Yep. Only kicked 2 though, Charlie.
Yep.
So he's held him, I guess, in that context as De Koning went without it. Cripps to Doherty. Doherty end on end. Bouncing into the path of Curnow, but over the line to be thrown in. We've got 15 and a half left in this one, 82-42.
Tom Bailey.
And George Hewitt with 31 leads, all disposal getters, 11 of them in the contest.
Boundary throw in, deep. Here for the Blues. Taconi gets his ruckman under the foot. He grabbed it out of the ruck himself. Handball back to Williams around the corner here. Top of the square. Curnow recovers the drop mark. Kick over the shoulder goal. West Coast say it's touched. Every West Coast player is saying it's touched. This will be reviewed as a matter of course.
Geez, when you see him acting like that, Brian, it's generally touched. All 3 of them.
Well, the trouble is if they don't have the right angle of it,
it's hard to overturn it.
It's hard because it's been called a goal. It won't be overturned. But let's see what happens here.
What's the angle?
I'm not writing it in the book yet.
I'm not writing it in, Brian.
No, and we're going to see a replay here on the Harvey Norman screen.
The umpire.
Oh yeah, nearly ripped his little finger off.
Did it?
The pinky.
Yeah. It is just a little touch though, isn't it? So very good camera angle that one, Brian. Definitely overturn that.
Okay, so this will be a behind.
Pings it right back, isn't it?
Almost bloody.
It's like on a
split it in half.
Elastic band is flicked back.
All players have to go up and set up in position to try and save time in case it is.
That goal up, the field umpire should just run it back because it's obviously touched and he's seen that.
That's it.
So now they
get it back there, son.
Annul the flags and goes back and a lot of them farting around for an obvious situation. So minor score.
So they're a mile off West Coast.
So far off.
When you look at how they're playing the game, but also who they've got on their list, that's the biggest worry for for Minnie McQualter, for Don Pike, for all of the brains trusts there, John Worsfold, is the lack of depth, especially in the younger.
Huge club too. One of the biggest, if not the biggest club in terms of off-field and money. And, but how do you keep their biggest concern now is going to be trying to keep players like, Oscar Allen, we spoke about. Harley Reid's been talked about, that clubs will be definitely interested in getting. So how do you try and coax them out of not leaving is the big concern.
Slapped forward into the path of Hollins, who dispossessed himself, funnily enough. White, straight to Baker. Baker, centre of Adelaide Oval, gives it to Graham. Hunt is running on the outer side. The kick's put out in front of him. He doubles back, corralled by Motlop, so he floats a left footer inside 50, looking for Waterman, can't find him. Owies picks the footy up, 50 from home. The seas just part for Matty Owies. And he's kicked a goal.
It's a good
Great individual performance. He gets goal number 2 on the day, is it? For Matty Owies? No, just the first. First for him. And it is 11-17-83 to 6-12-48.
35-point margin here.
It's a really good finish from Matty Owies. He was front and centre, just your front and centre, old traditional crumb. He fended one off, and then he had a lot of frontal pressure coming on. It was a bit of a left to right sweeper. He fended off and then bent around, finished nicely with the front on pressure. Got hammered, but nice goal against his old club.
Choice Hotels, Heath, what's happening after this game on Triple M football?
Straight after this, Western Bulldogs v Brisbane. Big clash, that one, over at Norwood Oval, of course.
Wow, over there at Norwood. Nice.
Thin out there, Brian, 110 metres width.
Is that all?
Yep, and the MCG, I think, is 141.
Wow.
So very thin.
Almost thinner than Geelong, do you think?
Yeah, it is. I think Geelong's about 120, Brian.
Wow. Here's Motlop, got it to Kemp. Kemp shot at goal. Went across the face, out of bounds on the full.
Just looking at the call team we've got assembled, Brian.
Who we got?
We've got Barry Den of the Peoples.
The Peoples.
Sarah Hoskins there. The Texan is involved.
The Texan.
Tommy Jonas. And Chris Dittmar.
Oh, the Dittmar.
It's about time
Play on.
that chubby redhead got his oar in the water. We've all been working our ass off. No one's bloody sighted him.
It's his 10.
Goal coming up for the Blues. Nice snap from Corey Durden. And he has 4, so that's a fine afternoon.
It is.
And the Blues bounce back from the Owies goal with one of their own.
Can you tell us the story very quickly, JB, on Dittmar, the former world squash champion, when he got elected to call the Olympic Games?
Well, he did it. The final, I think it was of the beach volleyball, or it might have been the wrestling. And he thought his time bowling was finished. So he and I, because I was finished as well, went to our North Sydney hotel, and we were 7 or 8 pots in, and this phone kept ringing, and I said, ignore it.
Yeah.
You've done enough work for this bloody coverage. Just ignore it and get me another beer. And eventually the boss of 7 Sports said, there's a limousine out the front for you to get in and come and call the Taekwondo final. Because our girl's in it. And Dit's called the spots off it too.
Wasn't there one,
Did the screen go off or something at one stage? You couldn't see? Or
wasn't there one Olympics, though, where the boss come in and...
that's Commonwealth Games.
And they whacked all the sports up, and, and the boss said, when as Carlton go forward here, we'll continue in a moment, left foot, looking for Curnow on the left.
Someone down behind play.
Anyway, the boss said, you've got athletics, you've got swimming, Baz, you do this, you do that, Bruce, you do this. And by the way, Chris, he didn't know Chris was a former world squash playing champion. He said to Chris, bad luck, mate, you've got the shit sport, you've got
squash. Sorry to give you such a crap sport. Hey, we're looking at Kemp here, and he's in distress down there.
Oh, yeah, we shouldn't laugh.
He went down, Jim, as the ball entered 50. It must have been, he must have copped a whack, hopefully he hasn't landed funny on his knee or something.
Don't look good. I think it's a lower leg.
I think it is knee.
Yep.
Is it?
Well, it's in that direction,
They took off, both players, the West Coast opponent as well, took off on a lead. We'll see here on the replay, will we? Oh, that's not a great angle. That's the... He went to lead up, and he's just collapsed. I thought he must have made contact.
Yeah,
it looks
no
like
one
he's
anywhere
holding
near him.
Down low, maybe Achilles or something, Jim.
Well, either that or it's an ACL.
No, please don't be that.
Yeah,
that's what it's looking like to me.
Yeah. That doesn't look good at all.
It's almost like he
Brody
was
Kemp.
standing his ground and then went to pop up on a lead and it just gave way.
And when you have those, it's his body language saying, "Oh, it doesn't," you know how it sort of doesn't feel connected properly. And that's the sort of look and description he looked like he was giving the doctor. So
that is innocuous, Bristol. There wasn't another player anywhere near him.
Yeah.
So we feel for Brody Kemp, and we've got our fingers crossed, but that looks serious.
What is that? Like, he didn't land on that funny, or he just went to push off. Looked like he was in a straight line. He was just going to
wasn't a change of direction or anything.
No change of direction. He just popped up on a straight lead.
Abs, what are you seeing?
Yeah, you hate that, don't you, when it's that far off the footy and he's in some serious pain. Just walking past me now, assisted by a doctor and physio. He can't put any weight through that left side. So just getting to the interchange gates now, and no doubt he'll go straight down.
Oh, that's a shame. Fingers and toes crossed for you, Brody Kempers.
Play on.
It's now going to be brought away by Hoff. Ball kick carried everybody.
Yeah.
Dewar tried to get it at ground level, and now he's not getting up either. Around the body for the Blues to land into the path of Motlop. Half forward, unable to access a tough ball to control, and a ball up.
Rocks.
Scoreboard 12-17-89. Carlton, West Coast 6-12-48. Just give us that other margin again in a moment here, Heath, as Cottrell goes forward one-on-one with Curnow, and his mate has beaten him this time in Edwards. What have we got, that other score, final score?
Yeah, Choice Hotels around the grounds. Gold Coast 52-point winners over North Melbourne. That margin was in North Melbourne the lead midway through the third. Gold Coast massive win.
Just got some more information on the Olympics, Brian.
Yes.
I'll give you the next stop of play.
Cottrell's got it here, 60 out. Little kick into the pocket here, highish ball. Curnow was there, off hands. Ginby out the back door. Might concede here. In fact, they kick it out of bounds on the full. Yes, what was it?
Oh, he touched it, I think.
Okay, touch.
So I just got a message from Mark Rashudo, who does the breakfast show here with him. Her name was Lauren Burns, the Taekwondo. She won the gold medal, but he was calling it from a screen, so everything went wrong. He was half pissed.
He was.
He went in and called a sport he'd never done before, and then the screen went off. The screen went off, and they said, no, keep calling like something's happening. He was calling a non-event. There's a black screen.
Just let it.
Now,
Bit of a push and shove going on.
Oh, that is funny.
Mate, I'm telling you,
Taekwondo
and he called it superbly.
Yep.
I don't like paying him any compliments.
No.
But he called it superbly, and he was 5 or 6 pots deep.
Yep. And no screen.
And
Couldn't
no
see it.
Yep.
That's hard.
Yep.
That's tough.
But he was called in by the head of sport for the Commonwealth Games, who said, I'm sorry to give you such a shit sport. And then he said, do you know the rules? Because if you don't, that bloke over there will tell you everything you need to know. And Ditz is looking at him and going, mate, I was the #1 squash player in the world.
Won a few world champs.
I reckon I know the rules. Squaring ball for Doherty. And he takes it on a searching lead. And he is about 45 from home.
And that was when squash was big.
It was.
It went through a period in Australia where it was huge when Ditmar was playing.
Jahangir Khan, Gensha Khan.
He went and lived overseas for a while and played it.
Yep.
He got, I think it was big money back in the day.
Oh, it was quite dirty too.
So, Sam Doherty
bit the ball in half, I think, one day when he wasn't going so well. Although, I don't think he called it a
That's
ball.
a nice strike.
Yeah, it's a ball.
Right through the middle. The Blues get their 13-17-95. West Coast 6-12-48. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Sure,
Little black ball with a white spot.
Name, hasn't it? Is it called a ball?
Yeah, it's called a squash ball.
Squash ball.
Squash ball and a squash racket.
Right, that seems too simple, Brian.
It might be white dot, I don't know. Anyway.
I think he bit it. He wasn't going too well one day, and you're obviously not allowed to do this, but he bit it in half. You got to warm a squash ball up before you play. You got to warm it up. So he thought he bit it in half, and he thought, well, that'll be a stop in play. He said no, crack ball. And they had to go and warm another one up, and gave him a bit of time to reset, and he come out and won.
He was the thinker, Ditmar.
Yeah. Not really.
No, that's one thing he doesn't do.
Not really.
Nah, he's just a good squash player.
47-point lead here for the Blues. This will do their confidence the world of good. Not really. They haven't been great.
No.
Little knockdown to Baker. Spinning pirouette out of trouble. Walsh, he can say his confidence is up and about now. He comes off to Flyer. And Dewar, a little one over the top, finds Cripps. Cripps takes the mark right on 50 here. This game is nearly over. Cripps Goes back for the set shot from beyond the arc.
You don't often hear the umpire blowing his whistle saying forward. You can go forward 2 metres.
So Dewan now, Cripps now from 50. Sprayed it right, minor score. So 13-17-95 to 6-13-49. It's a 46-point lead here for the Blues.
McGovern to bring the ball in. Straight down the guts. We actually then dragged it a little towards the members' wing. Almost a one-hand grab for Curnow. Lots of players now can get on the end of this. Hewitt's one of them. Cripps wants it dropped into a hole. It comes to him. Cripper. It bounces up. The superstar on the left has missed. Knows he should have done better. 13-18. 96 to 6-13-49.
Well, West Coast Ginbey will kick the ball back into play here. A bubbling crowd. Hot outdoors. Barossa game over. Norwood game about to start. Another game tonight. It's on. Football every which way you look. You cannot miss it. There's Haynes. Half forward. Little sideways ball. Finds an opportunity here with the first gamer in Carroll. How's he gone today, the first gamer, Heath?
Yeah, 11 disposals, 8 marks. Only Ollie Hollins and Charlie Curnow had more for the Blues.
Handball from Cottrell to McGovern. McGovern 35, 45, 55 out. Goal.
Yeah.
On the run, McGovern. 13, 14, 18, 102. They cracked the 100. 6-13-49 will lead at 53 points.
Yeah, they cracked the 100 for the first time this season, Brian. Their previous best was just the 75 points v the Western Bulldogs. So I suppose if you're glass half full, you're taking positives. They've found a way to score. They probably should have been a bit more than this, to be honest. They burnt a lot of opportunities earlier in the game.
32 scoring shots.
Yeah, it's a lot, isn't it? A lot of those, and you see the goals and points column, 14-18. You think, oh, well, they went all right, but probably 10 of those 18 were very, very gettable. They've missed some very easy shots and even burnt opportunities that hadn't scored at all. So if you're looking at the positives, I've found a way.
Fred's former babysitter watching the Dragons Oakley Chargers game. Yeah. How's he going? I think he's going okay.
Oh, that's
how do you think or not? Which one?
Holding, Carlton.
I think
she might be in the bar.
So we get a free kick out of the middle. And it's going to go Hewitt's way. He's had a lot of the pill, Heath.
Yeah, Red Z landing stats, leading ball winner comfortably now. 34 disposals. This will be number 35.
7 clearances as well.
Scoring
short ball for Doherty. He's in the centre of the magnificent Adelaide Oval. Drops it over the top, but it's not a well-directed ball and easily chopped out by Baker, who's going to go long, looking for Flanryan. Doesn't quite get to him, and Wiedering copped a clip on the bonce.
Oh, he went down in slow motion then, Wiedering.
Looked like he was going to fall over.
And McGovern's pointing, saying, kick it that away. Then goes back and lightly touches him on the head. Haynes, short ball, interception here by Ginbey. And Ginbey stops and props right on the Gather Round South Australia logo on the wing. Now on the left boot, just pulls the kick ever so slightly to find an opportunity here with Hoff. Hoff to the middle of the ground. Duggan now on the left boot. Long, deep ball. Flynn was setting himself. He was getting his feet set, and then he decided not to go. He couldn't be bothered. And a free kick will go the way of West Coast here for illegal disposal. Not sure who the recipient will be.
Hutchison, I reckon it is Bristol, yep.
Nice tackle. On McGovern was the Carlton player with the footy. Just tried to do a little bit too much. Tried to sell him one way and come back. But he didn't sell him well enough. Stuck the tackle. Ball fell out.
8 minutes remaining in the game. Hutchison shot at goal from 35 metres out directly in front. 53-point margin as we speak at the moment. Just repeating, Gold Coast winning today over North by 52 points. Here is Hutchison. Comes in from 35 and sprays it to the right-hand side. So 50 plays 102 in favour of the Blues on the Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Going to the Barossa tomorrow, Burn, on the Rosden Winery. I'm going to see Christian and a few of the boys there and see if I can enjoy myself.
Yeah.
Magnificent part of the world, Doherty to Walsh. Superb first half of this game, Walsh. Long in the Cripps direction. Broken out of his hands by Reid, and then enough pressure put on for Doherty to take the footy out.
14 disposals for Harley Reid today.
What do you make of that, Burn?
It's been a bit of a nothing type game, hasn't it? He played across half back, a lot of easy ball, taking a few kickouts for those disposals. So if they're going to be a better team, he's got to be getting touches through the midfield. But I see what they're trying to do, just trying to inject him into a game, get him confidence up.
TDK is taken in a really strong tackle by Graham.
Hasn't been his best game either.
You can always say that confidence is derived from playing in your favourite position, though, where you know you can get the footy.
Yeah, but it hasn't been working. He's had big patches in games where he just hasn't had an influence on the game. So he'd be a little bit more consistent across half back, and obviously being in the West Coast team, spends a lot of time down back the ball.
You do wonder, though, as the ball goes forward here, whether even in his junior footy, whether he was a 30 possession man or whether he's a 20 and doing it slightly better.
Yep. You'd probably rather that 20 and having an impact, a bit like a Dusty Martin.
Yeah.
Having 20 disposals and 3 goals, or hitting the scoreboard as well.
Waterman marks here, 55 out.
Don't always have to be an accumulator, do you?
No, Waterman to the lead. He of the big fella in Allen didn't get anywhere near him, goes over the back of the pack. Hunt went without it, and Cottrell just collects it over the line, and we'll throw it in deep in West Coast attacking zone. So this game has just petered out to an old snifter.
Yep.
And it's 6:14 to go.
Yeah, so if you the opposition team and potentially the best midfielder is playing the deepest defender, that's a win for Carlton, and he is at the moment, Harley Reid.
Carroll, long ball, out in front of Williams, who's taken by Jinby. You look at West Coast here, Bernard, and it has got a bit of a smell about it.
Yep.
But I remember when you first went to Melbourne and my nephew was drafted to Melbourne, I remember watching thinking, they are miles off.
Yep.
Like they're as bad as what we're seeing now in a lot of ways.
Yep.
And yet within, 4 years, 5 years, they were premiers.
Yep.
So it can turn quickly.
2021. So you just need to get the right draft picks. Christian Petrarca comes to the club at pick 2.
Clayton Oliver.
Angus Brayshaw pick 3, I think he was. Clayton Oliver the next year pick 3 or 4. So you've got to get your draft right for starters, which I'm not sure whether West Coast have, by the way. Obviously Harley Reid's the obvious good choice, but apart from that, there's not a lot of upside in draft picks or early draft picks.
So how much did Simon Goodwin have to do with all of that? Come back to it.
Motlop streaming away, handball over the top from Lord. Now inside 50, the Blues looking for but not finding Durden. Keep going.
You move a Jesse Hogan on, you get pick 6 from Fremantle. You use that pick 6 to get Stephen May. Like, there's some really good football decisions from the footy department through that little period as well.
Handball here from Graham. Over to the top as West Coast launch another attack. De Koning wasn't that interested in chasing. He looks like he's walking off the ground, injured to me. Into Wiedering, juggling mark, takes it.
But Melbourne couldn't defend early on. They couldn't defend, so that's what Paul Roos brought to the club. His number one was defence. We weren't scoring a lot ourselves, but opposition teams weren't blowing us away, and that was the first step. And then Simon Goodwin, when he came to the club, was about offence. So he created the offence. Once we got our defence right, we started playing pretty good offence. And then when we found the right balance, that was when the premiership window sort of opened up.
Williams around the corner as the Blues go into attack. Handball over the top. Cripps, right foot snap, got it. Finally works out for the Blues. And they kick another one here. 15-18. Got a couple, Cripper. 108 to West Coast. 6-14-50 on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Well, they're going to get a good look at this draft, aren't they?
Yep, they are.
They're going to have something in the top 2 or 3 picks. They may even, who knows what Oscar Allen's going to do, but if he wants to leave, then they'll get compensated for that as well. So it might be like a 2 and a 3. So they've just got to get that right.
My gut feel is he goes. I've got a feeling he goes. If I'm Oscar Allen, I'm looking at all options. You can't put yourself through this. If there was a bit of I don't know, some early draft picks that were coming through in their second, third year that were really exciting me, yes, but I can't see a quick way out here for West Coast. I think it's going to be a very, very slow burn.
But is that the attitude you have?
No, I know you don't want that attitude,
Yeah.
but you've got to look after yourself at some stage, Brian. The footy clubs are very quick to spit you out the other end, so you've got to, at some stage, go, well, is this what I want to do with my footy for the next 5 years, or do I want to potentially play in a successful footy club?
Walsh with a handball to Hewitt. Hewitt steps through nicely. Drops it into the path of Cripps, who's now playing pretty much permanently forward. Walsh on the up. Hewitt gets taken in a tackle. Ball spits forward. The snap came from Durden, was it? No, it was White. And that's a goal. That's his first for the club too, so they get around him. Whitey with a nice moment. And there's some talking among the umpires and the West Coast players. And
that's umpires talking to Graham, I think, JB.
Right, and it's quite a sort of condescending tone that umpires take it too about how things are going to be.
A little bit of
school teacher-ish.
Yeah. Leave it now. Red Z lending stats. That contested ball figure now Burn plus 56 for Carlton.
World record.
That's almost the record. The record is plus 62. That was a couple of years ago.
So club record at the moment.
Club record now. It is the 8th biggest figure of all time. Best for Carlton. Worst against West Coast ever.
Bob Jane G-Mart's abs.
Tom De Koning can hardly move. He went down like he had been kicked in the hamstring. He's got cramp. He's been cramping severely for the last 10 to 15 minutes. So I don't think he's got much left in him.
De Koning out of the ruck, able to reef that one out, got it to Motlop. Motlop with the bounce, and then the overlap run from Walsh was impressive. His neat little kick to the chest of Cripps. He tried to mark it on the chest rather than strongly out in front of the Dukes. Amazing how often that doesn't happen. Back door here. Dewar, little handball backwards just to relieve the pressure. West Coast in control, but the kick is really poor. And Haynes is marked at halfback for Carlton.
Few things in life, Bernard, that I have disliked more than being spoken to that way by school teachers.
Oh, yeah.
It was just in my DNA that I just then didn't listen, Brian.
Just shut down.
As soon as you hear that tone, then you just can't operate.
Yeah, here we go again.
Yep. And it used to happen to me a lot because I wasn't a great student.
Well, you weren't a great scholar?
No. And the teachers used to have to talk to me a lot, and that tone just did my head in.
You would have had a bad attitude, I reckon, Jim.
Yeah, it wasn't a good attitude.
Yeah.
Haynes high, the Koning down.
It would have been a pain in the ass.
No, I was not great at school. No, that's the 100% truth.
Were you ever a prefect?
Oh, no, miles off.
Prefect.
No, miles away.
What are they, Brian?
Any of that? What is that, Brian?
Head operators.
Head operator.
Certainly not me. My brother was. He was a suckhole molder.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was a teacher's pet.
You've got a different tie, don't you, when you're a prefect?
Yep, and that used to annoy me too.
You get a little name tag.
Sort of knobbish behaviour, that.
Williams picks it up.
Prefect.
Yeah. What do they do, actually?
Eagles are off the half-back.
Just have a meeting or something, didn't they?
Flick it to Owies.
They walk around like absolute wankers.
Waterman's hands were nice on the wing.
Well summed up, Brian.
Waterman, little slicing ball inside here to Baker. Baker gives it the run across. Cross then to Flan.
Here's the Flan.
He ran past the footy Flan. He was going so fast that he couldn't pick up the footy.
He said if you're going to handle it on the ground like that, you can get stuffed. I'm not getting that.
Durden out in front with a lovely dirty ball here to White. White turns around on the left. Little chipping ball here to toughen it up. Cripps. Marks on the chest again. 35 out for Cripper.
Really
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Really disappointing from a West Coast perspective again. You just got to hit that handball. If you're an AFL player with no pressure on you, you should hit a handball, which with a teammate 5 metres away with no pressure on. The ball hit the ground and it just dribbled, and as we called, Flying Ryan ran over the top of it and then straight down the other end. The transition's just been way too easy for Carlton all day. No pressure on the footy from West Coast.
2 goals, 3 for Cripper tonight. He's got forward and had a bit of a ping pong. In he comes from 30. Kick on the way as a goal. So 3 goals for the skipper. There's a nice little haul for him. Carlton just getting a bit of percentage mode happening here at the moment. And they are a clear 70 points ahead.
reminded me there, the flyer, of that famous night when Richo, it wasn't being delivered properly to him at the MCG.
Yeah.
So he just gave up on trying to access the ball. And it was amazing to watch. We were there, Brian and I were calling. Sam Newman in special comments.
Yep.
He said, that is 100% fair enough.
Yep.
He said,
He thought that was
if the
fair.
ball is going to be kicked as poorly as that to you, you don't have to go and find it.
Yep.
You reckon?
He just gave up, Richo.
He
Just
did.
put his hands here, said, you just do it yourself.
I've never seen it happen.
He didn't
on a
actually
football
bend over and get
No,
the footage. He just ran past it, and he's almost flicked the bird to his teammate.
What about the crowd here today? 41,252
That's huge.
for Carlton West Coast.
Yep.
That's huge.
47,000 last night for Sydney and Collingwood. It's just brilliant.
Amazing numbers.
Absolutely brilliant. De Koning get a handball away. Hewitt's been great. Goes inside again for Crepper to kick his fourth. Just couldn't quite stick the mark, but he goes back and finds it ground level and then fans it to Williams.
Stand, Ruben.
Williams
Where you are,
in the
where you
pocket.
are.
The players starting to cramp up all around the ground now. You have a look around, a lot of people down stretching. Their calves, hamstrings are starting to give way. Even Williams there, when he took that mark, started to cramp up a little bit. Sort of making out he wants to pass it. He's not going to pass this.
So the time is ticking down to 40 seconds left. And Williams off a step. It looks shallow.
All clear.
And a behind 17-19 for the Blues. 6-14 for West Coast on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Marek to kick the ball back into play to complete this last 30 seconds of play. It's been a big win. It looked really, really hard work in the first half for Carlton.
Outside 5.
They just weren't getting it done the way they would have liked, although they did kick in accurately, added to that.
Put on. Play
But
on.
things have got a little easier in this second half for them. And they'll record their first victory of the year here, the Blues. Little kick to Hewitt in the middle of the ground.
Been good, Hewitt.
Hewitt handball to Sard. And that'll be all. It'll be a 71-point victory for Carlton in front of 41,252. And Carlton get their first win of the year. Sit back and enjoy this.
We are the Navy Blues. We are the old dark Navy Blues. We're the team that never lets you down. We're the only team on Carlton knows.
So Minnie McQualter on the screen. Got some thinking to do about where West Coast go this season. For the Blues, it's a win. 71 points. If they kicked straight, would have been well over 100.
Feels like it should have been 120 points today. It was an absolute domination. When you look at some of these stats, inside 50, 73 to 35. That is,
wow.
That's got 120 points written all over it. Contested possessions. What was that, Heath, in the end? It was plus 56 at one stage.
It was plus 59 in the end. The record was 62, so they were only 3 off that, fourth biggest figure in a game ever.
All right, Macca's moment. This is from the third quarter. Durden does have a shot and kicks a magnificent goal.
I'll take that back.
No daylight. He's got 3. Weird-ass celebration with the sliding of the hand. Yeah, well played, Corey Durden. End up with 4.
Yep.
And Bernard, the votes from you.
Yeah, one vote. You don't often just get the one vote when you have 39 disposals, but George Hewitt was just a workhorse. 13 contested possessions. He had 8 clearances, was very good, but the best 2 were very good too. Paddy Cripps, I gave 2 votes. 23 disposals, 13 of them contested, 6 clearances, and he kicked the 3 goals. He probably could have had a few more. He had a few shots on goal, but Sam Walsh has announced himself back on the 2025 season today with an unbelievable performance. 37 disposals, 5 clearances, and 3 goals himself.
This is the Triple M Amy review. Clangers happen. Lucky you're with Amy. And we go from here to the Western Bulldogs and Brisbane. That's at Norwood Oval. Chris Dittmar, Barry Denner, Sarah Hosking, Tex Walker and Tommy Jonas.
The Texan.
As we see Lord with the moon boot on. And we also have concerns for Brodie Kemp, who went to ground with no contact and limped off. So we hope everything's okay with him. And as BT said, what a crowd. 41,252, 47 last night, 50 opening night. This is an unqualified success, Brian, this gather round.
Yeah, it has been absolutely amazing. Every game sold out except for one, I believe. This one,
but
and we still had
41,000.
41.
It's unbelievable.
It is bizarre. It is incredible, and I didn't think it could get any bigger, but it has this year.
The Texans just text me. The Texans back in town. He's on the air. He's calling the next game. Good luck.
All right, enjoy
English.
that. Well done to the Blues. 17-19, 121, defeating West Coast 6-14, 50 in front of 41,000. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, this has been Triple M rocking Saturday afternoon football.
That quarter, the Titanium Caravans stay off-road and off-grid for longer